We out here. Late night boxing talk. Boy, most hated, you know. I heard they still talking about me for some reason on the other side of boxing Twitter. I can't imagine why, because I don't mention any of these people. Smokey, what it do? I heard somebody sent me a screenshot of something. I didn't even bother to reply to it because it's like, why would this kooky person still be talking about me? Don't be mentioning y'all. I don't be talking about y'all. Y'all wish that I spent the time on y'all that y'all spend on me. You really wish that. We found out today via Rick Glacier, Smokey, what it do? The Cameron Duncan, who's managed a lot of fighters, discovered a lot of talent. He passed away. Now, I think most of us found out via the same source, via Rick Glacier, but Rick was less than gracious in delivering the news. Whereas what I'm seeing from other people in the boxing community, like Robert Garcia, Christina Poncher, and several others, they seem to have nothing but good things to say. They have good things to say in memory of Cameron Duncan. For those that don't know, Cameron Duncan was managing Jaron Ennis, and I guess that now Jaron Ennis, he, whatever arrangement he had with Cameron, I guess he's, not to be insensitive, but I guess that he's going to need a manager. He is going to need a manager because Cameron was managing him up until that point. Currently watching with my beep. Yo, you bugging out, Cameron. Decent, what it do? And I guess that he's going to have to find a new manager, but to address the vitriol from Rick Glacier, I guess on one end what you say is that I don't know what beef they had. I don't know what beef they had, right? I don't know what it is specifically that Rick has against that person. Pork chop, what it do? La chuleta, we call pork, I think that's how we say it, chuleta. Cameron, I ain't no troll. All right, bro. Hey, yo, a day, what it do? Yeah, like, what he said was not so nice. And a lot of people really don't like that because it's like, yo, the dude passed away. What is you trashing him for? It's over now. That dude is not here no more. A lot of people thought it was classless of him to do that. Whereas, like I said, I see a lot of other people like Robert Garcia, like Christina Poncha, like Steve Kim. They're saying good things. I guess the same is true of any individual. In some stories, you're the hero. In other stories, you're the villain. I guess it all depends on who you ask. All I know about Cameron Duncan is he had a keen eye for talent. He was very good at discovering good fighters, very good and solid fighters. That's what I know of him, that he had a keen eye for talent. Obviously, I never had any personal experiences with him, so I can't tell you nothing like that. But you know what? Boxing is a small community. It's a very small community. You come to know the names and the people relatively quickly. If nothing else, know of them. So, rest in peace to Cameron Duncan. As far as Rick, I don't really know what to say. Like I said, I don't know what beef he had with that man. I don't know what motivated those comments. Only Rick and the late Cameron Duncan know what issue they had with each other. We don't know. So I can neither judge, I can't judge what he thinking or what he feeling at that time. I can't. Now, I saw a recent video from the Boxing Voice. They're saying that Jaron Ennis may end up fighting Mario Barrios, which would presumably mean that he's going to go to the PBC. Smokey, what it do? Rick is weird for having that energy for someone who passed when he nearly died himself. Yeah, I mean, it's weird, It just doesn't seem necessary. It's not appropriate. Even if you have beef with that man, don't say nothing. Ain't nothing to say, It ain't nothing to say. What is there to say? That man is not here no more. What is there to say? So I agree with you, Smokey. I do. Just doesn't seem appropriate to do that, but it is what it is, man. Some people are who they are, I guess. You should look into Rick Glaser and his racketeering and mail fraud, criminal convicted. Oh, really? Well, look, dog. Who am I to judge a criminal? Who am I? Am I John Law? Am I Elliot Ness? Am I the hip hop cop? Nah, I ain't gonna do all that. Everybody got skeletons in their closet, I guess. Well, everybody else. I'm coolin'. I don't understand why I'm so disliked in certain sectors of the boxing community. I can only deduce that because I'm honest. And what I'm saying ruffles feathers. Some people don't like me because of that. They don't actually know me well enough to like me or dislike me, but they don't like what I'm saying, and that's enough for some people. I don't care. Some of those people are watching me right now. I can tell my spider senses is going off. Keep watching. Just puts more money in my pocket. You know? But yeah, it wasn't really necessary to kick the dude because that dude is out of here, man. Dude is out of here. I like your content and realism. Keep up the great work. Appreciate you, bro. Now we're seeing that Madrimov, Israel Madrimov, one of the first unbeaten fighters that Matchroom USA signed upon DAZN's entry into the American market. He's highly ranked via the WBA at 154. He's highly ranked. And he's been in the market for an opponent for a few weeks now. And it's looking like maybe he'll land on Magomed Kurbanov of Russia. I could go for that fight. If they make that fight, whoever wins that fight is in line to become WBA champion, because we all know Jermel's not coming back to 154. I said that last year. I said that before the Canelo fight. I said I think this dude is done at 154. I don't think we ever gonna see him fight at that weight again. You already had to cough up the WBO. You probably gonna have to cough up the other ones soon enough too, because you're not at liberty to just be out and come back whenever you feel like it. There are other fighters that are with other promotional outfits. Israel is one of them. That he's gonna want his title shot. You know, he already had to cough up the WBO and the IBF. The IBF that went to what's this guy's name, man? What's this guy's name? I forgot his name. The dude that fought Jorge Fortea. The hell is his name? What the hell is his name? I'm having a brain fart now. I forgot the dude's name. Metcalf ducked Madrimov. Yeah, I saw that. They were talking to Metcalf for the Madrimov fight, and he backed out. At least according to Madrimov. What's this dude's name, man? The dude that fought Jorge Fortea. I talk about him all the time. I'm waiting for somebody in the comments to tell me. He way too sloppy, herky-jerky. But yeah, basically, Jermel is out 2 of the 4 alphabet titles that he used to hold. There are only 2 remaining, the WBC and the WBA. Now, via the WBC, Erickson Lubin is in position. He's in position. But via the WBA, it looks like it's going to come down to Israel Madrimov and someone else. And you have to put your thinking cap on that. Anybody that becomes the mandatory challenger for any PBC fighter right now, can the PBC afford a purse bid situation with anyone right now? I have that question on my mind. The last video I did, which was about Nick Ball, Ray Vargas, Brandon Figueroa, I was thinking about that. They're like, if Frank start pushing for Nick to get his title shot, you know, and they don't offer him money that he like and money that he want, they can't reach a deal. and a purse bid were to get ordered, do they actually have the money to win a purse bid right now? So many people are celebrating that they're with Amazon now. And it's like, I don't know, like maybe people now are just dumber than they used to be. Cause I swear it's like, yo, dog, you don't even know if they got a budget. You know, if they don't got a budget, you know, if they don't give them no money, it's not really a good deal. It's only really a good deal if they give you an annual budget. And even with the amount of fight dates that they have, you could see that they skimping them because 12 to 14, you got like 150 fighters. You can't accommodate them all with just 12 to 14 fight dates. You can't. They said that they would designate a 2-hour block for each one of those 12 to 14 fight dates. And the way that breaks down, you can probably accommodate about between 30 and 60 fighters, I think it is, between 30 and 60. And you have 150. So when you see a Vito Milnicki boxing on a small hall show, when you see a Mark Mixayo boxing on a small hall show, a Jarrett Hurd boxing on a small hall show, you should know what time it is. Now, I heard that this deal is supposed to kick off in March, and it will either be Spence versus Crawford 2 or a Gervonta Davis fight that they used to kick off the deal, right? But what about all these other fighters? What about Erislandy Lara and Danny Garcia? When do you do their fight? When do you bring back Jermell and Jamal? If you signed Boots, if you're now, if you have Boots now, if you signed him, when is he going to make his PBC debut? Shout out to my man Fish. All right, Jules in chat. Wilder versus Chisora. I got Chisora. What's Wilder's chances? And who else is there for him to realistically come back against? Well, that's a precarious situation, my man. It's a precarious situation, get hands. You know why? And Wilder, you got a fighter who couldn't pull the trigger. And that's very dangerous when you getting out there with people that want to punch you in your face. You couldn't pull the trigger. So I don't know that there is a safe choice because you got to be able to throw your hands. You got to be able to get off your punches. Wilder was never the boxer's boxer. At his very best, he was a one-handed fighter with a good right hand. But if you're not even going to let that go in a Parker fight, how we know you going to let it go in a Ruiz fight or a Chisora fight or any fight? How do we know? Shout out to my man Texas is South. Fuck what they talking about. Ow. You got to show us in 2024, you motherfucking right. No, that's fucking right.
What it do? I'ma use the little kid voice on my mad rapping shit. I be mad rapping. I be scrapping. Ow! Shout out to my man Moore. Hello, fans. Jules in chat. Happy New Year, everyone! All the best in 2024. Subscribe and share. Smash that like button, folks. Appreciate you, bruh. Shout out to my man Q. Start the new year right, Jules. Can we please have 1 month of Chris? Oh, Q don't like Chris. Hey, man. I love everybody, bro. I give everybody an opportunity to come on here and talk boxing, So I can't promise you that. I would feel wrong if I did that. You feel me? I can't do that. I can't do that. It's not right. But I tell you what. Just back to that Wilder question. I don't know who would be a safe choice for him. I really don't. Because a fighter that doesn't want to let his hands go, you're going to be in danger with everybody, basically. With everybody, because you can't pull a trigger. So how you going to get him off you? How you going to get him off you? You can get Joseph Parker off you, bro.
It's crazy. I don't know what he going to do, man. don't know what he gonna do. I don't know what he's gonna do. Turn the auto tune.
I don't know what Wilder's going to do. Auto-tune. He should retire. If he should do anything, he should retire before somebody else comes along and whips his ass. Worse than Joseph did. Auto-tune. I got the auto-tune on. He should retire before somebody whips his ass. What's a safe choice for Wilder? What's a safe choice? Think about it. He don't want to let his hands go. I don't even know, like, my beautiful wife with her thick thighs is bringing me this foods. Gonna be rubbing her up later on today. Rubbing on your ass. Don't throw nothing at me because I got food on the table. Brought me this delicious fettuccine. Delicious. That's good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm saying. That is good. Y'all pardon me. Okay. But it's some real shit. I don't know what is a safe choice for Wilder. I don't know that there is one. All he really ever had was the right hand. He never had much of a jab. He never had coordination or movement. He never had fluidity. He was never a boxer's boxer. What bailed him out time and time again was the right hand. And if you couldn't let it go in the Parker fight, are you going to let it go in a Ruiz fight? Are you going to let it go in a Dubois fight? You ain't even asking for a Parker rematch. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. You ain't even asking for a Parker rematch. So what you think? You supposed to just lose? You could lose? And they supposed to fast track you to an AJ fight? Shit, I wonder if you really want that shit. You just lost. And you just lost to Joseph. I don't think he could live down losing to Anthony. I don't think he could. I don't think his ego could take it. I mean, think about it. First thing you start doing after you left Saudi Arabia and you get around your sycophants, your people that's going to blow smoke up your ass, first thing you start doing is start talking about AJ. Talking about, I ain't even mad if I lose to Parker. I ain't even mad. That's crazy. That shit crazy. Like, just text me. My phone now. That shit crazy. You know what I mean? Shout out to my man Anthony for the Cash App donation to the Chinese Beer Fund of America. I hope y'all all had a good New Year's, you know? But yeah, as it pertains to Wilder, I don't think there is a safe choice. I don't think there is a safe choice for a fighter that doesn't want to let his hands go. Nobody world class. I mean, you would have to get him a club fighter. Now a Ruiz fight becomes more dangerous. Now a Daniel Dubois fight becomes more dangerous. Perhaps before you say that, yeah, you know, they'll make him look bad and they'll be in front of him until he knock him out. Now you can't even bank on that because you don't know if he's going to knock him out. You don't know if he's going to let the right hand go. And the other thing is, what about the right hand, feel me? How do we know it hasn't been overrated all this time? How do we know? Who you knocked out? Who you knocked out? You knocked out nobody. You knocked out nobody. What are you talking about? Okay. Okay. Shout out to my man Onyx. No, Divine Valley. My fault, Divine Valley. 10 defenses, only 2 of them known. This is Hall of Fame? That's what I'm saying. People think a lot of the time when I say the things that I say that I'm playing like that is for comedic value. Not all of it is. Wilder didn't really do nothing, fam. Motherfuckers don't like to hear that shit, but it's like when you think about it, who's one of those defenses? Chris Arreola, Stavernor for 2 years of inactivity. Dominic Brazil, after AJ done whooped his ass from one end of the ring to the other. Dominic Brazil, that's another one. Artur Spilker, who been knocked out by anybody from Brian Jennings to Derek Chisora to Lukas Rosansky. Everybody, like, that's the shit they don't tell you. They'll show you the highlight of Wilder knocking him out like it's some kind of unique shit. Derek Chisora's knockout of Spilka was just as violent as Wilder's knockout of Spilka. It was just as violent. But they try to make that shit seem like it's unique, and it's not. Shout out to my man Inui. Ring, you excited for Virgil's return? I absolutely am. Shout out to Golden Boy Promotions. Got a very nice card coming up. We're going to see Ohara Davies versus Ishmael Barroso. We're going to see Virgil's junior middleweight debut. I'm glad he's back. I'm glad he's feeling okay and he's healthy and he's ready to fight. I'm looking forward to him. Make the junior middleweight division a little bit deeper, a little bit more exciting, that the landscape is changing. You know what I mean? Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. It's delicious. Mm-mm-mm. Mm. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Shout out to my man John. Happy New Year's, IQ. Could Deontay Wilder beat Chisora? Bro, that is such a good question because do you think about it? Do you trust him to beat Chisora? That's the question. Can you trust him that you got a guy in front of you, bobbing and weaving, fights at a slight crouch, chin tucked. He lean off to one side to throw the overhand. That's what Joseph was doing, right? Chisora does all that same shit. And if you couldn't let the right hand go with Joseph, how do I know you're gonna let it go with Chisora? Word, right? Wilder versus Kobnowski. Shout out to Ty. Ty, that might be the only safe choice left, bro. Honestly. That might be the only safe choice left. Kobnowski. But I don't know how much them Saudis gonna pay you to fight Adam Kobnowski. They damn sure ain't gonna pay you what they was gonna pay you to fight AJ. But you right though. That's one guy he could fight. That's one guy. Adam Kobnowski. Mm-mm-mm. Mm. Okay, good. Mm. I'm good. Mm-mm-mm. Shout out to my man Bobby Light. Wilder is the equivalent of Peter McNeely. Kind of. I mean, like, in fairness, he could have been more. In fairness. Because he was an Olympian. He did bronze. So perhaps with a different set of handlers, he could have been more. But when you have to protect a fighter for 7 years from all the meaningful fights and all the meaningful fighters in the division, you know, that's already saying that y'all don't think much of him, that y'all don't think much of his ability. See, Jules, you be eating on the lives. Yeah, but it's my live. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be eating on the live. Okay. That don't mean I want y'all up here chewing and shit, making noise and going through a bag of potato chips. No, that means that if you got to ruffle through a bag of potato chips, maybe you don't need to be on the panel because nobody want to hear that. Yeah, I tell them to, but sometimes they don't. No, people like watching me eat. Mhm. Mhm. A bunch. I get a bunch of thumbs up whenever I eat. They like it. Boost viewership. See, I already got 180 on. It's 180 people watching right now, and I just turned it on. Okay. In any event, like I said, Chisora versus Wilder. That's not a horrible fight to make. Derek Chisora is coming off a win. He's coming off a win over Gerald Washington. For those that don't know, he beat Gerald Washington in his last fight. It's just that for Wilder, well, you not gonna get fighting Chisora what you was about to get fighting AJ. So would he even do it? That's the question. Would he do it? You know? So we got Virgil Ortiz coming back this weekend. He's gonna come back as a junior middle, and that's good. It's gonna be interesting to see how he acclimates to that weight. He always had a lot of size for welterweight. He was always a very big welterweight. So we're gonna see how he makes out. I think his power will carry. I think that I mean, he should be okay. He has good dimensions for a junior middleweight. And since he doesn't have to boil all the way down to 147, he won't be depleted. He won't be tired and, emaciated. So hopefully he gets to put on a good performance. He's back with Robert Garcia. He's back with Robert Garcia. That's good to see. Man, we'll see how he makes out. I think he should make out okay, but we'll see. We got to see.
What's up, fellas?
Mm,
What's up? How y'all doing? Happy New Year,
Hola.
guys. Happy New Year. What you
All
been
right,
working on,
Happy New
Jules?
Year.
well, that's not fettuccine. It's Alfredo. It's rotini and Alfredo with kielbasa. It's
Look
good.
at
It's
you.
good.
Look at you eating the Polish man
See,
sausage.
and
That's
you
crazy.
say I'm fancy, man. Come on,
See,
you
that's
just
what.
as fancy sometimes.
See, that's why they didn't want you on this live, Chris, because you saying that fruity shit.
No. Oh, you changed 2024. We stopped
See,
that? Thank God. Thank God. Thank
you the
God.
one who said that Polish man sausage. You said that. I didn't say
And
nothing like that. You said that.
He's slurping on that Kalnak.
I'm just eating food. But
Alright.
we got Ohara Davies and who's Divine Valley? Who is that? That name sounds familiar. Divine Valley. That's
Oh,
probably a troll. Let me
take
see.
him out.
No, I'll check whoever it is. Divine Valley.
Divine Valley.
Let's see. I'm waiting for them to unmute.
Hello? Oh, there
Yeah,
we
this
go.
is
I didn't know
who's
I got in yet.
who's Divine Valley. What it do, Divine Valley?
What's up, y'all?
What's up,
Cooling,
bro?
cooling.
Oh.
But yeah, we got Ohara Davies, Ishmael Barroso. I'm interested to see how that goes. Cause that, one way or another, whoever win that fight, they in line for Rolly. And Rolly he gotta make a decision, He has to make a
Yeah.
decision. Like, you gonna fight or you not gonna fight? What's gonna happen?
I'm
You know?
You're
pulling
not
for
fighting for the
Barroso,
interim
man.
title?
I'm pulling
I
for
say
Barroso so he can get his revenge match
Y'all
against
gotta
Rolly.
see,
Stop
y'all
that,
gotta
man.
come.
One at a
All right.
time, man.
One at a time, B. Happy
Yeah,
New Year,
like
One at a
man.
time.
y'all
Happy New
all
Year, man.
saying exactly like Alex, Just what do you see happening with that, bro? You think Rolly gonna fight the winner of that fight?
I mean, he dumb as fuck, bro. We know this, bro. He'll take whatever. I mean, don't they still got a warrant for him beating up an elderly dude? Ain't that a
Bro,
thing?
the
Yeah.
elderly dude is fighting. You know what's crazy? The elderly dude is fighting this weekend, but where is Rolly? Think about it.
He's hiding.
Ishmael is fighting. Ishmael has a
You know
fight.
what, man?
He's in the closet,
Jules,
bro.
Rolly's making it fun to like, pay attention to Rolly. He's a fucking dumbass, bro. He's out there. He's unpredictable. He's fucking weird. He can kind of fight, but not really. Like,
nah, he can't fight, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can kind of, because you're there. I mean, clearly you're there, but like, you
bro, that old man was whooping his ass, bro.
Whooping his ass, bro.
Whooping his
Can I
ass, bro.
Can I say one thing real quick? I want Barroso to win because I want to see him get revenge on Rolly and beat Rolly.
Yeah, kind of. But I would actually prefer that Ohara Davies win for the simple fact that, look, he's with Golden Boy, right? So we know that Rolly's not going to cross over there. We know that. So that puts Rolly in a more compromising situation if Ohara Davies wins, because we know he don't want to have to go to Golden Boy, but you got to do something because this is your mandatory. You got to do something. So whereas if Ishmael wins and he were to go back to the PBC, oh, well, they could just fuck him again. You just fuck him over again.
Nah, for real though, because look, all right, I'm gonna be real. Like, all jokes aside, the whole Barroso and Rolly thing is a fucking joke. It's a sideshow for boxing anyway. You know what I mean? So we need Davies to make a fucking course correction over there.
Ohara Davies would be much better for the sport if he wins, because the zone could make that unification fight with Devin Haney. Because he would be, because fucking Rolly ain't gonna fucking fight him, and if he does, he's gonna get the fucking shit beaten out of him. So either way, the zone gets that belt. If Ohara Davies wins that fight, the zone Golden Boy is getting that belt for sure.
What do you think about it, Virtuoso? Ohara Davies, Ishmael Barroso. What do you think happens to Rolly? You know, like, let's say Ohara wins. What's Rolly gonna do?
I don't think he's gonna do anything, and I have nothing to put the emphasis of the blame on than the WBA, because without them, Rolly wouldn't have existed. We wouldn't be having this fight. To bring an old man out of retirement just to get his ass whooped, I mean, come on, man.
That's Tony Week's fault, bro. That is Tony Week's fault. At the end of the day, he didn't have to rob him. But like, ultimately, I look at it from this perspective. If Ismael Barroso wins, Rolly's going to keep on to that belt because he's going to get screwed over. If Ohara Davies wins, I fully expect this, that either Rolly vacates that belt or Ohara Davies gets the same treatment Dillian White got.
Yeah, I mean, we could say that, like, and I don't disagree that there's going to be chicanery, because in many ways this fight is chicanery that, well, it shouldn't be Davies versus Barroso. It should have been that y'all stripped Rolly already. Like, hey, you saying that you can't fight because you injured, so you were champion in recess. Problem solved. And let the belt go to the mandatory.
They don't want to do their due diligence. They want to keep the cash flow going while they're holding another champion in hostage. Come on, man.
Yep. And you know what? I'll add to that, bro. You know what? Because everything you're saying is fucking true, bro. And I'll add on, I look at the whole politics of it from the fucking get-go. Why was that title between him and fucking Rolly in the first place?
Bro, the whole look, bro,
like,
that whole shit is weird. Because initially,
they wanted to put a title in Rolly's hands, right? That was the intention. No matter what was going to happen.
I said. Yeah. Yo, bro, that's what I said.
This title's going to Rolly, and they have a motivation for that.
They said initially it was supposed to be the unbeaten Dominican cat Puello, and I looked at Puello and I'm like, yo, I don't really know if Rolly can beat this dude. I don't know if he can beat this dude. And then mysteriously, Puello pisses hot. Out of the clear blue sky, he pisses hot. They bring in this old ass man. And even the old man was too much for Rolly.
So I just want to remind you, just asking you a question. Very simple one. What does WBA stands for?
We back out.
Thank you.
We back out.
I gotta ask you this, Jules. Do you think if the Puello fight would have happened, you think it would have been Jackson Mariñez all over again?
Worse, yeah. Worse. Okay. Worse than, because remember, Jackson Mariñez was at 35. Puello, that was a full-fledged 140 unbeaten guy. He moves around, he boxes. He's not a brawler. And it's like, yeah, I think Rolly would have been lost in the sauce with that guy. Honestly, I think he would have been lost in, and that's why I was like, yo, I didn't know what was going to happen in that fight, because I'm like, look, they want to put the belt in Rolly's hands, but I just don't think he can beat this guy. And then you see what happens. Oh, he tests positive for a banned substance. Let's get him this 50-year-old man. You know what I mean? This is very obvious what they
you
were
know what?
doing.
They need to make a crayon franchise belt and just give it to him and let him go off into the sunset and not fight nobody.
Yeah, man.
I thought they gave it to him because they wanted Tank to go up there and take it from in a rematch, so Tank can get his belt at 140.
I mean, it kind of looked that way. It definitely did look that way. That was the impression I was getting. But the WBA got to be thinking to themselves, we get more money if Ryan is holding his belt than if Rolly is holding his belt. We do. We get more money if Ryan. And one way that we could get it to Ryan is give it to Ohara Davies, man. Just give him the fucking belt and then let them fight for it on the zone. Because aside from whatever Brob, I anticipate, well, the reason they haven't stripped Rolly yet is because they getting Brob not to. So what you not making in sanctioning fees for a fight, you're making back in a Brob. But it's like, yo, dog, do they even have Brob money at this point? You with Amazon, you ain't got no budget? You ain't got no budget. What you gonna let Rolly sit on that belt for 6 months? A year? Really? Like, we gonna do that? Like, it's no point. There's no money in Rolly.
Here's what I'm thinking about with the whole situation. Like, this is what keeps going across my mind. So we all mostly agree that there was something political that said we got to put this title on Rolly. He has to have this title. But for what? Like, what do you think their deeper reasoning? And I'm asking you. I got my idea.
No, you said it. You said it. I believe that they wanted him to be an option for Gervonta Davis. I think they wanted him to be an option. Like,
I think because like you said earlier, they're running out of options. Like, you know what I mean? The WBA is like, fuck, man. Look at the weight class. Who got the title? Okay, how about this? The real boxing fans, we know Rolly's trash, but he's fucking entertaining. He's got his mouth open.
I'm not even look, let me say this. Let me say this.
He's very controversial.
No, he's not none of those things, bro. Rolly is a cat video. You know the reason that you go to cat videos on YouTube?
So that's where you got the cat thing from.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Is that their motivation?
Let me finish, but let me land a plane. Let me land a plane. The thing is that Rolly is that arbitrary reel, that dumb video that you go back and watch. But realistically, you don't treat that like a TV show. It's not Breaking Bad, right? No, it's not The Fucking Wire. It's not Walking Dead. It's a cat video. And that's what Rolly is to boxing. People will look at some dumb shit that he says.
Exactly.
And it's entertaining for like 5 minutes, but on some real shit, it's like, nah, fam, like for real though, you a real clown.
Like Rolly,
you think
like
they think that's worth something though? Yeah. On Rolly?
Rolly's
I wouldn't even consider him like a cat video. He's more like I like turtles. That kid. That viral video, that kid with the fucking makeup.
I like turtles.
Rolly is like the birth of Rosemary's Baby. The creature's hideous, but you can't turn your back on it.
I mean, in all seriousness, if you think about what the appeal of Rolly, if you honestly look at what his appeal is, he's the meet me outside girl of boxing. That's what he is. Like, it's like, bro, nobody, like, for real.
How about that?
If you actually took that skinny little white broad up, bro, they'll eat that little woman alive. Come on now. Like, it's like, in other words, if you unleashed Rolly to what 140 really has to offer, bro, yo, put him in there with Matthias.
Bro, at 140, the meme ends. Okay?
Yeah, like, and that's what, like, to me, Rolly is a human form of a meme. Like, bro, they not really laughing with you. You know that, right? Mm-hmm. They laughing at how... They laughing at how stupid you sound and how stupid you look. You think they laughing with you like, yeah, we fuck with. They don't fuck with you, bro. Go ahead, put Rolly on pay-per-view so he can see how much they don't fuck with him. Ain't nobody gonna buy that shit, bro. You are here.
Nobody watched the fight, then, right?
How low the buys were with him and Tank.
His fight got like 250 views.
Look at that video. Look at that video they did of him where they walked by and reminded him of getting knocked out by Gervonta, and he got pissed off in the video. I mean, they're totally fucking with him and disrespecting him completely.
Yeah, like he fought the same night as Yanni Beck versus somebody. I forgot who. And Yanni Beck's numbers.
Agarró más views
he got way more views than Rolly. So it's like when I hear people say that Rolly's entertaining, I'm like, nah, not really. Like he's like some dumb shit you watch on Instagram reels or
Well, that's what
TikTok.
I
Like
mean.
he's
Yeah, that's okay,
dumb shit.
yeah,
Like
let me be clear. No, in the ring, he's not fucking entertaining. He's not skilled. Like us real boxing fans are like, get this dude off my fucking TV. But I'm saying, like, out of the ring, bro, like this motherfucker controversial, always got his mouth open. Do you think that like whoever set this shit up, because him and Barroso should have been fighting for that title in the first place.
Yeah.
Like,
and the ancient Egyptians beat him anyway.
The WBA was bribed. The PBC slipped them a little bit of cash.
Yeah.
So like,
so I have to ask,
like, here's the thing. I could understand once the fight's made, right? I could understand the shady politics ensuring that if there's any closeness or if we could freak it in any way, we're going to make sure the younger guy wins because he's got a future and the old guy don't. I get that. But I'm backing up to like, why the fuck was it between those two in the first place? Like, bro, what the hell?
Well, it's because they wanted Rolly to be a placeholder with the title. And like I said, I just think he was a contingency for Gervonta. Never really a guarantee. Never really a guarantee that there would be a rematch. But he's like the boxing equivalent of a paperweight. Let's just put Rolly on this WBA title. Let's let him hold on to it. Yeah, like let's let him hold on to it.
If it gets too hot for Gervonta at 135, he'll run over to 140.
Yes, that's what.
Bam,
title over there.
Bam, and if nothing else, you know they had Gary Antoine Russell also at that weight, so you could see how they could multi-purpose Rolly having that belt. But now it's like, well, it doesn't look like Gervonta wants to go back to 140, right? It doesn't really look like he wants to go back there, and I mean, like, bro, I mean, he probably.
Well, I mean, here's the good news for us as real boxing fans. We all know it's going to backfire, and he's going to lose that title in outstanding fashion.
The shit is, it's a little deeper. It's just a little deeper than the surface conversation, because the shit is that what you use to keep these alphabet organizations in line is the money that a network give you. You know that's what you using to make fights happen, to bribe people. That's what you using. Now, if the rumors are true, and this is not a budget, you don't have a budget, Amazon did not give you a budget, then little by little, whatever juice you had is going to be gone. Because you ain't got nothing to bribe these people with.
What boxes do they have anyway? They don't have much.
Exactly. They don't got
nothing. So, no, I just wanted to ask you, like, so this Saturday is contingent upon who gets to host the fight. So I have to ask, like, is Ohara Davies mid?
I can't say that.
Nah, he can fight. He can fight. Okay. He can fight. He ain't never gonna be on the pound for pound list, right? He never will. But he can fight. He can fight.
He's a rough. He's like a John Ryder, man. He's a rough and tumble cat.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't say it's John Ryder.
Davies could give top cats problems. He won't beat majority of them, but he'll give them problems. And
no, I can't say that. John Ryder's better than Ohara Davies.
I'm not. Brother, easy. I'm not comparing them to each other. I'm saying, in a sense, for that weight class, he's kind of like the John Ryder.
All right, cool. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. But I say this. Yeah, but yo, you gotta remember this. Sorry to cut you off, Jules. I'm gonna stop trying to do that this year. But yo, Gervonta Tank Davis lost rounds to fucking Rolly Romero. So that just showed you something. The walls are closing in on them. The walls are legitimately closing in.
Hey, hold up, bro. Is that your New Year's resolution, man? You trying to stop cutting people off on the line? Hold on. I thought his resolution would be to fix his mic. Like, hey, Jules, my bad, man. I'm working on that this year. That's my thing.
Look. I'll say this.
You laugh. Hell yeah.
Ohara Davies should be able to beat Ishmael Barroso. Let's look at it that way. He should be able to beat him. And it's better. It is better if he does, because you know that then Golden Boy, they're going to press the WBA like, yo, we want our guy to get his title shot. And that'll make it harder for Rolly to keep that belt. Because, bro, you know he's not going to go to Golden Boy. You know he's not. He probably don't even really want to fight, being real. So it's like, it's better if Ohara Davies wins. But I also think he's going to win. He's not the greatest, but I do think he's going to win.
Okay.
It's hard.
With that being said, I think Rolly should go to Brazzers.
Why? Why would he go to Brazzers? For what reason? Explain to me. Explain to all of us, Virtuoso. Why would he go to Brazzers?
Nigga, just go to porn.
Can I say this? Yo, that fucking picture of Tiny is crazy, bro.
She
Like, yo,
look
you
horrible,
fucked that
dude.
broad, bro? That's
Yo, bro,
crazy. She looked like
was
Smokey Robinson, bro. You don't look like Smokey Robinson? Yo, I'm about to pull that shit up right now.
Nah, she looks like.
Hey, where the miracles at, Juice?
Nah,
Where the miracles?
Ray, remember the reggae artist Yellow Man?
Bro,
oh wow, Zunga zing zing zunga zang.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, you know the reason why he looked like that? Because he had like throat cancer and everything. So damn, you telling me she looks like a dude like that have throat cancer? That's terrible. Yo, she was the ugliest out of Escape, to be quite honest with you.
Yo, she looked horrible. Wow, who posted that picture, bro? Like, why they do her like that?
Yes, mom.
You getting yelled at by your mom? Oh shit, he getting yelled at. Oh shit. No PS5. No PS3 for him.
He's getting yelled at by Tiny.
He's getting grounded.
Bro, this picture is crazy, bro. I'm about to post this. This is crazy, bro. Oh shit, he in trouble.
Yeah, you can hear it, man. He getting
yelled at. He getting yelled at.
Hiciste tarea.
Hiciste la tarea. Yo, I shouldn't even said she looked like. I shouldn't even said she looked like Smokey Robinson, because that's an insult to Smokey. This bitch.
I mean, at least Smokey's a thing, bro.
Oh my god. Yo, yo, that's crazy. I'm about to show y'all right now. This shit is wow. You all right, Chris? You not in trouble?
No. My mom just deboed me off my grub, but it's alright.
You got in trouble? You could play PS3?
Yeah, I can play PS5. I'm alright.
Alright.
Yeah.
And you cleaned your room, right?
Yeah, my room clean.
You did your homework?
Yeah, I graduated college, bro.
I
gotta check, bro. I gotta check.
Yeah, man. All right, you overheard, so it is what it is.
Ring
I'm just saying
Ring IQ's in dad mode.
I'm in dad mode, bro.
Oh my god!
What the hell's that? Oh my god!
What the fuck is that?
Oh,
fucking told you, bro. That show look like Smokey Robinson, bro.
Why you do Smokey like that? He don't look that bad.
I ain't even gonna say that because Smokey still look fly. She look like
Smokey look way better than her, man. She frightening.
I don't know, man. Tiny
bro. She looks like dude. She looks like a female Klingon.
Hey, you ever heard of mustache? She got a shit stash.
No,
bro.
man,
bro, listen.
That's a female goblin.
This is what happens if you took all the fat bitches at the local Department of Motor Vehicles and rolled them up into one person. That's her, bro. That's like all of them at the same time. Like that's all them bitches at the same time.
Imagine having to wake up to that in the morning.
Judges you.
She looks like the crackheads I see out here in the country in Texas, bro.
Dude,
bro,
that's the type of crackhead bitch.
Hey, she looks like
the
she
gas
could be on that
station.
street and shit, bro.
Hey, imagine waking up in the morning. Imagine waking up in the morning and that's the face you see, man.
She looks like a female troll from like those Harry. Not a troll, but those what are those goblins from Harry Potter?
You remember? No. She looked like that shit with the jewel in the stomach. Remember them shits?
Yeah.
Remember them shits? That shit with the emerald right in their stomach, B. That's crazy, bro. That shit is crazy. I'm like, yo, T.I. is what? Yo, you wildin', bro. Hey, man.
Thanks for changing the profile picture.
Bro, that was rough, bro. Who seen that shit? You got an Asian joint, right? She out here trying to sound like she Gambit and shit. She trying to sound like Remy LeBeau. Like, yeah, you know, we don't go. She got that Cajun accent, and motherfuckers exposed her. I just seen that shit on Twitter earlier today. To like all the Asian people from around that area. I think she trying to be from. What she said she from, Chris, Louisiana or some shit. She supposed to be. She got like a Cajun accent. She trying to sound like Gambit or some shit. She trying to sound like for real. She trying to sound like Gambit. Like yeah. We gonna go eat some gumbo. We gonna go. She got exposed because it's another video with that bitch sounding like motherfucking Ming Lee. Like, yeah, we do lazy, so do we. Like, yo, bitch out here sound like Ming Lee out here. This like, yo,
just be yourself, bro. Just be yourself.
Yo, for real, cause I'm like, yo, the shit is the lady's a great looking lady, by the way. She's super attractive. She is. But it's like, you know what the problem is with girls? They got a little bit of cute and they go fucking crazy and start doing stupid cornball shit. And people don't really say nothing like, yo, you know you a corny ass bitch, right? Yeah, you got an ass, but you a corny ass bitch for that. You don't even
My
talk
thing
like
is
that.
my thing is this though. Everyone's so scared of losing the pussy because they don't want to tell the truth. That's why. If people weren't scared of losing the access to
That is
bone a
true.
chick, they would have just said like, "Yo, come on, B, you're a cornball."
But the
And
shit
there'd
is
be
the
a lot of.
motherfuckers that know. The motherfuckers that know, like the Asian kid, because I seen the Asian kid was the first
I
one that
saw that
called
same
out.
video too.
Motherfucker said like, bitch, you don't talk like that. We know a lot of the same people, you bitch. When you don't even talk like that. And it's like, yo, for real. Why you trying to sound like Remy Lebo? You really trying to sound like Gambit? You remember X-Men?
Gambit,
He
Gambit, yeah,
trying
with
to sound like
the
Gambit
cards.
out here.
Throw those cards out there.
Yeah, I'm gumbo, baby. We're going, you making out with Rogan shit and they eating gumbo. It's like, yo, bitch, why, bitch, why? That don't even make sense. Like, you really trying to sound like you part of the No Limit Soldiers or some shit out here. She trying to sound like Regis Prograde.
She trying to sound like she's trying to sound like Soldier Slim, dog. For real.
Bitch trying to sound like Rougarou out here. It's like, yo, you give a bitch a little bit of cute, and they just gonna do the corniest shit with it, bro.
They lose their mind. They lose their
For
mind.
real though. Just give them a little sprinkle of cute, little dash of ass, little hint of tit, and they start doing all the corny shit, like cause
The hint of
pretty
tit is
privilege.
sending me, bro. The hint of tit is sending me. But like
Just a
back to what I
little
was
hint of
saying,
tit, bro.
like I was saying about the Smokey Robinson thing. Yo, she wasn't even the finest one in her group in Escape, bro. You got to remember that she wasn't even the finest
She was
one.
in
And she,
Escape.
yeah, tiny. You got
Wow. Yeah. That old
you got
ass night. That I remember that group. Early
you got to remember.
2000s, I think it was.
No, 90s. Not
It was
that
the
was 90s.
90s. All right,
Specifically
all right,
90s.
all right.
You got to remember this though. Ti got his career funded by her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's your bottom. That's your bottom bitch. That's your.
No, but she was famous before him though. So at the end of the day, I rock with
Yeah, but
Ti
she
for
was
being
never
loyal.
as famous as him,
A1
though.
day one, son.
Yeah, that's I mean, like, but damn, dog, shit, plastic surgery.
That was a shit stash.
Leo, I wanted to show you something. Can I show you something, Leo?
What?
Would you fuck this broad?
I am dumb, but not that. I'm good. I'm good.
Let me wait. First, let me read the super chat, and then I'm gonna pass it to Leo. Emmanuel Lopez says, "Jules, I left my Puerto Rican behind in New York and moved to Reno, Nevada. I'm glad you left New York too. Most people want a better, yeah, my
I'm
dude.
leaving.
Like,
I'm leaving New York. I'm leaving it.
yeah, bro. It's. I mean, when the thing is that when I left, it was not as bad as it is now. I left about a decade ago, so things were actually pretty nice when I left. But all the things that I'm seeing in the news and hearing now, it's like, yeah, I'm glad I got out of there, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I live in I live in New York, and I can, attest for it. Me and this guy can attest for it, who lives in New York on this panel. Yo, living here in terms of groceries, in terms of taxes, it is absolutely.
It's crazy, bro.
It's hard. It's not just that; it's other shit too. But it's
no, because it's New York, and what I'm seeing is the New York New York now is the New York I grew up in. It's back to the fucked up shit, the dangerous shit,
the early
cesspool
90s
shit.
yep.
Yeah, like it's back to being a cesspool.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't mind cesspool in my 20s because I'm with the grimy shit. I'm just with all the mean, nasty shit. But I'm not in my 20s. I'm in my 40s, bro. I don't got the energy for shit. You know what I mean? So, Chris, I hope you thugging out here, B. Don't hesitate to pop somebody fettuccine out their head, yo.
Dude, after a certain age, you just can't. You ain't got the energy for it no more, man. It's like that's it.
For real. I ain't trying to be in that shit. Now I'm gonna let Leo. It's your turn. You have the floor. I'll be right back.
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask. I have heard that term before, bottom pitch. Is that some pimp culture shit that I don't know? But because I know it is a thing, it means something. Does anyone here knows what that means?
Yeah, I do.
Can you tell me, please?
So, like, your bottom bitch is right. It originates from when you're a pimp, like
Okay.
pimps like, who control prostitutes. Your
Yeah.
bottom bitch, right, is the one that was with you from the beginning, right? Your first one, like she's your most.
Oh.
Not necessarily the first one, but from the early days of your pimping, she was one you had that was solid with you. Like you never had to put your hands on her. Y'all just saw eye to eye. She did her thing. She stood her ground, but at the same time, made sure you held the power. She's your bottom bitch. She's as long as you've been pimping, she's always been there, and she's been educating your newer, younger girls. Like she holds it down, like the bottom bitch, the one from the beginning. And then that took on its own life into just a regular person who's not a pimp. Like, oh, so-and-so, yeah, that's my bottom bitch. When you say that, you're saying that's my girl from day one. Like we've been solid, she tight. We got the same energy. We understand each other, respect each other, always honest. Like that's a bottom bitch. Somebody from day one. If you a cat dude and you got a chick that you've been solid with from day one, like you say that's my bottom bitch.
Okay.
If anybody want to add some shit, feel free. But I mean, that's the gist of it.
Okay, I have to ask. Who are these two people on the screen?
Smokey Robinson and some ugly chick.
Yeah, the dude on the right is a Hall of Fame, world-renowned recording artist from the Motown days named Smokey Robinson. He was he has his own albums, and he was also Smokey Robinson and the Miracles with his backup singers. They have some banging cuts. Actually, some of their songs are on my playlist, and one on the left is T.I.'s fucking Baby Mama.
Yeah, and the one on the left?
Yeah, the one on the left, that's T.I.'s Baby Mama.
That's some ugly bride.
Oh,
yeah, that's Tiny. That's T.I.'s Baby Mama.
Okay.
Yeah, that's matter of fact, that's the same broad he almost got in a fight with Mayweather with in public because Mayweather and her were supposedly messing around or whatever.
Oh God!
So T.I. and Mayweather almost fought in Vegas. Like,
hold up, man. Let me read this super chat since Jules ain't here. Trouble T. Roy sent money. He says 2024 boxing is about to be so great. I hope so. I hope it's a repeat like this year.
Where are the
guys,
you are looking forward?
Does anybody know who's in line to fight for the IBF belt at 135? Because that belt is vacant too, right?
At 135 is George Kambosos, and they're Lomachenko and George are gonna fight for that one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's
Who
gonna
do you
be
think
them.
is gonna have a chokehold on that division by the end of this?
Top rank,
right?
Top rank because
division
top
to be?
rank because top rank
If you're at
because
135.
because top rank has Shakur Stevenson, WBC. IBF, that's going to be George and Loma, but the WBO might go to them too because unless I'm mistaken, George is number one with them too. Unless I'm mistaken, George is number one with the WBO, and you know Bob always had a way with the WBO, so they might end up with those three.
Only
and
Gervonta's gonna have
with
that.
the BA. Yeah,
I was
He's gonna fuck all that up, right? There's not gonna be no undisputed.
Kambosos' credit is still good. Like his track record is still good.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Like he fights with all the top fighters. He don't get knocked out. Even when he loses, they're in bangers where he just got outclassed or outbeat or whatever. He goes 12 rounds or he wins. Like Kambosos' stock is still fucking high.
Let me read the super chat. Shout out to T-Roy. 2024 boxing is about to be so great. It's actually off to a decent start. I don't think Matchroom has any shows this month, but there's a lot of other shows that I see that are coming, like this weekend's fight, Virgil Ortiz with Ohara Davies and Ishmael Barroso in that card. And we're going to get John Ryder versus Jaime Munguia. And I know, look, Jaime is what he is. But he's also entertaining. I like that fight. Like, I like that fight.
I like that fight. A lot of liver in that fight.
But Turbia Smith is around the corner.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. Of all the fights that are already solidified and signed and done, coming up for 2024, literally, fucking Ryder and Munguia is the one I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah, honestly,
I think Ryder's gonna beat him.
Yeah, people act like you can't like something just because the two guys are limited. Or no, that's gonna be a good ass fight.
Yeah,
like, I don't care if it's not for a belt. That's gonna be a good ass fight. Like, now unless John knocks him out, he's gonna get jerked. I'll tell you that. Unless John knocks him out, but we'll see. It's gonna be a good fight. And there are other fights, major fights that are more or less already made. like Fury versus Usyk.
Yeah, that's a
You
big
know,
one coming up.
that's a
That's for
big one.
undisputed for
Showdown.
heavyweight, man.
It's a big
That-
one.
That's the big one.
You know,
That's gonna be huge, man.
Yep.
bro, and that's
Wait,
next month,
it's
bro. It's not
been
like
what,
that shit is.
22
It,
years
Yeah.
since
it's
there's
not
been an
like that shit
undisputed
is
fight
way out
to the
there
ladies.
either. That's next month. That's
Yep.
next month.
How long has it been
Okay,
since there's been a true undisputed fight to the true
Lennox
lineage?
Lewis,
Lennox
bro.
Lewis.
Yep.
Lennox Lewis,
And
2017
And
yeah,
that's
years.
three belts. He had
he
three
got
Go ahead,
stripped
belts.
right
Leo.
away, right? How long did he have the belts for?
No, he had him for a
but
while. Go
but
ahead, Leo.
wait. It's difficult for me to be excited about Usyk versus Fury because Tyson Fury is involved.
Hmm.
I'm always worried that something's gonna happen and it's gonna delay the fight.
Yeah.
Well, what you have to remember is this. Even though I don't trust him any more than you do, what I think holds him to the fight is the money. If nothing else, you want the money. If nothing else, they're paying you a fortune to have that fight. If not for them, I don't think you'd be having that fight. If not for them, because when Skills Challenge, when all of that fell apart, because what you have to remember is this is not Skills Challenge. Skills Challenge were the ones who were going to do it initially, but all of that fell apart. And once they were out of it and their money was out of it, right? And all of that, you were trying to sabotage the fight. When it was about him fighting you in the UK, you started
Yep.
doing all that dumb shit and setting all those deadlines because we could see, like, oh, you don't really want to fight this dude. Now that there's Saudi money involved again, well, if nothing else, the money will make you have the fight. Probably, I think he's going to lose. Like, I'm settled that
I hope
I
so.
think he's going to lose. But whatever's whatever, I think he's going to go through with it, Leo, because of the money.
I
He's going
also
to get paid.
I also think, guys, we're gonna have if Arthur wins it, we're gonna have 175 undisputed. I do
Oh
think we're
yeah,
gonna
but
have this
I
year.
think we get that. I think we get that if Artur wins or loses. I think we get that. If he wins or loses, I think. I
Mm.
want him to win because
Yeah.
I want it to be better Beeve and Bivol. That's what I was waiting for. If Callum wins, bro, I'm settled. Dimitri outpoints him. That's not
Yep.
even that's not a hard pick.
Dimitri might stop him, to be quite honest with you,
Well, I ain't
because
gonna say he stops him, bro. Like he didn't
I
stop
th-
Lyndon Arthur, bro.
No,
I know,
that
I
was
Shit, he
know,
stops
that
him.
is tough. That guy is tough. It's not gonna get
Yeah,
stopped
he's not gonna
for
get
you're
stopped.
right, you're right,
Dimitri
you're
Bivol.
right, you're right. But
Bivol ain't
to your
stopping nobody.
to your Usyk point, you're right. If it wasn't for this money, that man would not be
He would
fighting
not
him.
be in
You
this
see how
fight.
Yeah.
you see how timid he looks. You see how gaunt he looks. He's really taking this fight serious. And one thing, Hatman, shout out to Hatman from the UK, astute boxing pundit. He said this: bringing Opataya into your camp at this stage of your career to fight a guy like Usyk might be a banana skin because you got to look at it from this perspective. Opataya fights similar to Usyk, but he's a lot more violent, and he's going to try to fuck you up. He's not going to try to spar you. He's going to try to fuck you up. And I don't know if Tyson Fury mentally is going to want to deal with that because he got fucked up by Ngannou. All jokes aside, he did get fucked up by Ngannou. So ultimately, we have to understand, what is this man's mindset? What is this man's mindset? Because getting close to the fight, I think he's gonna have jitters. I hope he doesn't pull a Ustinov, but I know he's not gonna be as the confident,
Nah, I
brash.
mean, it's the money, bro. Like, what separates this situation from other situations where a fighter might have decided to pull out is, they're offering you ridiculous money. And if you were to walk away, well, you don't walk away and get this money. No, no, no. If you walk away and you fuck this up with the Saudis, AJ is not an option because the Saudis would pay for that. So you have to see this through. That's why I understand when people say they think he might pull out. But what brings me back to earth is, well, you don't pull out of this and fall face first into money. Whether you're talking about an Ngannou rematch or a Joshua fight, any alternative you have to Usyk involves those same people. It involves those same people. So you have to see this through. You have to try to win.
And he
And
has, yeah,
I
and he
don't
has,
think he's going to.
and he has an incentive, because he has a rematch clause in there.
I don't think he has a way out of this. He has to see this through. He can't bitch
He
out.
has to.
And he
Now,
has
if
to
the
take that ass
alternative
whooping
was,
like a man.
if the alternative was que okay, que la pelea no pasa con Usyk, pero you have AJ as an alternative. No, not really, because they would once again, AJ's in bed with these people. They would once again have to come to the table and they would be financing the fight. That there is no alternative to what you have to do, and you have to see it through because
They
you
wouldn't
don't
fuck
walk
with
away
that
from this
trash no
Usyk.
more, right? That's what you're trying to
Yeah,
say.
like you
They
you
wouldn't fuck
don't
with
you
him no
don't
more.
wa- you would burn the bridge. You would like, well, you can't bail on Usyk, the fight we was paying for, and all the trouble we put into that. And then what? You gonna come back to the table for another fight with another guy? Nah, get out of here, fam. What the fuck? We was trying to do this. If we get the impression that you trying to give us the runaround, oh, you get the fuck on, bro.
They'll stone that motherfucker to death, bro. They'll hang him
Think of
in on the cottage tree.
any alternative you can think of, whether it's an Ngannou rematch or a Joshua fight. Yeah, it all involves the Saudis, bro. All of it, because all those guys are in bed with the Saudis now. So you have to see this
The
through.
Saudis have a chokehold on the heavyweight division now, pretty much.
Basically,
Fury doesn't sell like
And they
the other
look
guys.
invested.
So that's the
They're
thing.
invested. They're investing in other sports like tennis, golf, UFC, but they look more invested in boxing to me. They look like they're more
well,
invested
no,
in
I mean
boxing
they're
than anything.
invested in boxing, but it's just, in other words, Fury's shenanigans are neutralized because you don't have an alternative. So if you bail on this, it must be to retire. I guess
Yep.
you're going to retire because you don't have an alternative. You need their money. You don't go back to the UK and make what they're offering you. You know you don't. You know you. Everybody knows it. The best money in boxing right now, it's in Saudi. So you got to do this, bro. Now, the reason that I'm not the reason if I felt that Fury stands a chance, well, I would just say that. The reason you don't see me say that is because, Brody, you treat your body like shit. You do. And the only reason you've been able to hide it for so long is because for the last 3 and 4 years, you've been fighting the same person. You've been fighting Wilder. For the most part, the last 4 years, that's what you've been doing. You stepped out of that bubble with Valine and you almost got shot. You stepped out of that bubble with Ngannou, you almost got shot. It's a consistent pattern. They're thinking, oh, well, he looked bad with Valine, but he looked good with Wilder. Bro, Usyk is not Wilder. Get that shit out your head. Get that shit out your head. This is not Wilder. Are you out of your mind?
This is the best boxer
Yo,
you're going to be fighting.
Jules, I have to ask you this. I know we fully expect Usyk to win, but Usyk is older and he is smaller. So my thing is, I got him winning, but what do you see that Tyson Fury can do to become undisputed heavyweight champ of the world?
I don't see anything. That's why I'm picking Usyk. If
So
I
you don't
saw
think he can't?
something, if I saw something that I felt he could do, I would just say, this is what I think Fury can do to win. This is what I think his chance is. But the things you do, whether you're talking about the come forward Fury that did that to Wilder, this is not Wilder. Wilder does not have no coordination and no footwork. This guy does. This is a very small target. Where Wilder's stationary, standing on his whole foot, no movement. Yeah, you can mow him down because he's not going anywhere. He doesn't know how to move.
He's
right?
one-dimensional. Yeah.
If you try to box Usyk, you're not going to win a boxing match with this guy. That's what he needs. It's even more decisive. It's even easier for him if you don't use your size and you don't use that you're bigger than him. If you try to box him, you really lose. You're going to look clumsy. You're going to look slow. You're going to look inaccurate. Now, bro, you were missing punches on a 275-pound man, a huge target who is not a boxer. You were missing punches. Usyk is smaller, faster, moves more, and he's a southpaw. We know you don't like southpaws. So I'm not trying to tell nobody to pick who I pick. I'm just telling you why I'm picking Usyk. That's why I'm picking him.
And I'm also gonna add this: Usyk is underratedly strong. I remember the first AJ fight, and when AJ, like I said it then, I'm gonna say it now. AJ tried to get rough in there, and Usyk was having none of it. Usyk put this motherfucker arms right next to each other, and waited for the referee to do something, and AJ could do nothing. That was scary to me when I saw how physically strong that guy is. Because hey, let's look at it. Tyson Fury's a big fat motherfucker. That's a big dude. But if we look at it, Usyk can handle bigger motherfuckers. Like for him to really lock up Anthony Joshua on the inside, that shit frightened me. I said like, that
Yo,
dude's
Chris,
different.
did you see when they were both face to face and Usyk picked them up like it was a bag of leaves?
Yo,
Bro,
but let me say this. I brought that up when it happened that I don't think I'm reading too much into it. Crawford does that. Crawford does that. He did it to Sean Porter in their
Core
fight.
strength.
He picked him up to show him, "Oh, you little, we ain't gonna have a problem." Literally, that's what that was for. He picked him like, "Oh, you not stronger than me, you little." That's what I firmly believe. That's what Usyk, while you playing these games and talking this shit, Usyk sized you up with that. Like, I can control him in the clinch. I won't be overpowered by him. I can hold him in the clinch.
He overpowered him in the stare down. If anything, if you saw this.
That's what I think that really was. Let me read the super chat. Let me read the super chat. T. Roy says, off subject, what do y'all think about Virgil? I see people scared that he'll pull out. I want to see him shine at 154 and up, but I'm nervous about his health. Well, people are right to be nervous that he might pull out because rhabdomyolysis, as soon as you strain yourself, it'll come back. As soon as you strain yourself, as soon as you push yourself to your limit. And to me, I felt, you should go to 60 instead of 54 because if you go to 60, well, you really don't even have to think about being dehydrated or any of those things that might flare up the rhabdo. But they chose 54. I wish him the best. I hope he's okay. I hope he has a good showing. But people are right to be nervous. Look at how many times he pulled out of the Stanionis fight. It was like 2 pull-ups.
Very unfortunate.
He hasn't fought in a while either.
He hasn't fought in like a year. Shout out to Will. Happy New Year, gentlemen. If Ngannou could keep up with Fury, I can't wait until Usyk gets his hands on him. Because who has better feet at exactly? Nobody. Nobody. And that's more or less like to Chris's question, what do I see? Well, that's the thing that when I try to imagine, okay, well, what can Fury do that might hurt Usyk? And people are just giving a lot of generic answers like, oh, he could go to his body. Bro, when has Fury been a body puncher? I'm just curious. When has he ever been a body puncher? And let's just say, okay, he tries that. Do you think Usyk doesn't know that? It's like we all know that. You have to take yourself out of it and think about it in third person. If you know that, you think Usyk doesn't know that? You think his team doesn't know that?
And that's his biggest kryptonite, knowing literally going back to the amateurs, to the World Boxing Super Series, even the pros. He doesn't like it to the body, but he understands this. He's going to be fighting for a prize that's bigger than himself and legacy. He's not going to fuck that up because one thing about Capricorns, they rise to the occasion.
I'll say that Usyk is fighting. This is just my view. I know that I could be wrong because I'm not God. But what I see is two fighters fighting for different reasons. I feel like I understand Usyk a little better. The easy part is over. The hard part is over. The hard part. What's the hard part? There's plenty of money for both of us. There's plenty of money. And Usyk is of the mindset that I'm not going to chase around people for money because if I fight the fights that I need to be in, the important fights, the money will be there. So he's on track. For Fury, I believe this is a deviation. This is not what he wanted. He didn't want to fight Usyk. I don't believe that. I believe he would have preferred to have more circus fights or maybe fight AJ. For Fury, it's all about I'm chasing money. I'm just chasing money. And I'm not trying to make Usyk out to be altruistic. I'm just saying that I don't think he's worried about the money as much as Fury. I don't. Like, because the fights that he's been in, he's just been staying the course and staying in character. From
I was about to say, like, at least the supporting evidence so far from what they say in interviews and the fights they've been in would lead us to believe what you're saying.
Yeah, if you think about his path, well, he's been fighting in title fights. That's his MO. He's going to fight for a title. That's what he's going to do. And he's still there just for a lot more money. Whereas for Fury, Fury said it himself. Fury said it himself that Undisputed was not a priority to me. That was not. So then what? So then you ask yourself, okay, well, if it wasn't, then why are you doing it? The money. Well,
what is?
Well, you got to fight for more than money sometimes. Yeah,
Usyk wants the belts, man. He did it at cruiserweight, and now he's shown that he wanted to do it at heavyweight. He's been very consistent in going after
exactly.
Oh, bro, come on, man.
no.
Yo, I gotta ask you a question, Jules. Since it's 2024, Tiny or Viola Davis?
Wow, bro, that's not even a fucking. I don't even like this red bitch. Bugging.
Wow.
Bugging.
Viola, bro, what are you talking about, bro?
Viola,
chocolate. Give me that chisel. That chisel.
That chisel. All right, cool. Viola Davis. Viola
bro, this bitch face look like a foot.
Dude, a hammer and chisel ain't even gonna help that shit, man. Come on.
What the fuck is that?
Bro, that's an orangutan foot from the Bronx Zoo.
Shit. Wait, who is that?
Face look like a foot, bro. That's T.I. joint.
That's
Dude, you heard Uncle Murder's wrap up of the part 2 of his wrap up?
Nah, I heard that shit.
I heard it, bro. He violated Diddy bad. I'm about to put it. I put it in the chat, bro. I put it in the private chat.
I'm saying Diddy. The late last year was not a good time for Diddy, bro.
At all, bro. At all, my nigga. Like Diddy, it's over for Diddy. To be quite honest with you,
kind of. Yeah, I mean, who's gonna work with him? Who? What artists and what up and comers? Like, I don't know what he's doing these days for cash, right? Because I don't know what acts he has anymore. But what acts
residuals?
moving? What acts would he?
Right.
Well, residuals, yeah, but didn't he sell them?
Yeah.
Didn't he sell all his artists their music back?
Yeah.
They're not worth anything, but
you gotta remember there's also a RICO case for all the stuff Cassie alleged, and Keefe D told him, like, yo, he's one of the reasons why Tupac is dead, allegedly. That's what Keefe D said. And what do you think about the Steinep logs?
What, the Epstein log, you mean, right?
Yeah, I said it backwards. Fuck, bro. Yeah, all that stuff is being released.
Well, I mean, what do you like? This is the thing. Let's say they release. I don't even know if they're gonna. It's gonna be full disclosure, but let's just postulate. Okay, full disclosure. Do you think I'm gonna be surprised to see Bill Clinton and Hillary and all these? I'm not gonna be surprised, bro.
Yeah.
People are sick, bro. Like
what I missed? What happened with B Diddy?
Well, not the ordinary. The Epstein shit is like there's nothing there that you don't already know. In other words,
all the motherfuckers that visited the island and what the fuck they were doing.
like there's nothing there that you don't already know. There's nothing there that I don't already know. Oh, that there's celebrities and politicians doing nefarious shit. Yeah, we kind of knew that already before Epstein.
Yeah, but here's what's crazy. Here's what's crazy to me, man. I love how everybody runs away with shit because I'm like, just because a dude who had mad dough and liked to fuck with underage girls, right? Just because people hung out with him at his properties, everybody automatically assumes, oh, you were doing the same shit. Like, that's not how it works. That's not how life works. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, I agree, but I also disagree because what's that proverb in the Bible? Show me who you run with, and I'll show you who you are. Well, if you hang out with a chomo, well, I'm gonna assume you're a chomo.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing:
if you keep going to the island where the chomo be chomoing. What were you there? What were you? So you was just there to swim?
Hey, 100%.
We were just there to get a massage.
But check this out, though. How many of us in our lives have hung out with people that we've heard rumors about that we didn't confirm, and we're like, I don't know, man, I know this cat, and then later we was like, yo, you know what I mean? So like, that's
a fact.
Let's say this.
Here's an example. There was a dude. I ain't even gonna say nothing. It was a dude. He's a weird ass dude that he did weird ass shit. He's an acquaintance, but you could never say Jules hung out with this cat. Jules was chilling. Nah.
That was never your bid.
You knew
that was
people,
never your bid.
You knew people that I know. You knew people but me and you is not like, yeah, we don't go to the chicken spot, sit down, eat the murder. But like, no.
Let me say this.
Something ain't right with this cat. Let's not fuck with him.
No.
Like that, bro.
Look,
I'll give you an example. I'll give you
go ahead, Leo. Go ahead, Leo.
Wait. Look, I too been hanging out with people with questionable reputation sometimes, but dude, I never been on a fucking island to hang out with those people. You know, dude, you know, to be on an island, someone has to fly you to that island. Do you understand? That's crazy,
bro. The shit is that Leo. In a word, you ain't over there to go swimming, bro. Let's not be fucking naive. There's lots of beaches. There's lots of islands. You was at that island with that guy. And this is the other thing. Your reputation and the things that people associate with you, right? If I even knew that was your reputation, Brody, I wouldn't even want to be around you for fear.
You should like even if even if there's rumors, you need to go ahead and separate yourself.
Yeah, like because I don't want to get wrapped up in. I don't want people to say, well, you know, he be hanging out with Jules. He be hanging out with Jules. So, you know, I was like, nah, I ain't going to.
Why you hang out when you know these are the rumors, dog? Why you still there?
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. Listen, it's a lot of islands. It's a lot of beaches. Yeah. To Leo's point, why y'all keep going to that island? Why y'all keep hanging out with these? And the other thing I'm gonna say is this: it's been in front of our face the whole time because the dude that gave Celine Dion her contract, he was grooming her since she was a child, my guy. She was like a teenager, bruh, when he discovered her. Teenager. The record executive that she ended up marrying, that old ass man, right? Elvis Presley and Priscilla Presley. He groomed her, fam. She was a fucking teenager when he met her ass, bro. So it's been kind of in her face the whole time, bro.
Did you see it was just posted like yesterday, the fucking the prosecuting lawyer who's defending all the victims and shit of Epstein, when he talked about his encounter with Trump, he was like, yo, we sent Trump because there's interviewers asking him about Trump, and he's like, yeah, we sent him.
I seen that, that he got full disclosure. Like, hey. He got full disclosure from Trump. That like, yo, that you know, he was this like, is what we was doing. Yeah. I seen that. I seen like the shit is that if you ain't got nothing to hide, it ain't gonna be no hiding. But look, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of familiar names and a lot of familiar faces are in there because people are fucking weird, bro. People are just there. Some like I just want a blowjob. I don't want all this crazy shit. I just want a fucking blowjob. That's it. I don't.
The richer you get, the more eccentric
you don't have to have soda in your mouth. You ain't got to drink Sprite. You don't have to do just regular. You know what I'm saying?
No pop. You don't need pop rocks. You don't need pop rocks.
Nah,
just letting you know, if I ever want to get super excited, I'll punch you in the brown once in a while. But I don't want to do that. What they doing on that island?
Yeah, like they do. Yeah, like a lot of this shit they do is just bizarre. Like, bro, come on, B. It's mad bitches out here, bro. What are you doing? Like, this the shit you went to. And also, look, I know all of y'all ain't religious, but or spiritual. I don't know what y'all faith is, but I firmly believe. Oh yeah, it's people born without souls, and they fucking evil. They just evil. Simple as. Like, yeah, they don't. That shit that will make me. That shit that will make me not do certain shit. They don't have that boundary. To,
yeah,
you're right.
They cross the
river.
That inhibition. They don't just go to the river's edge, man. They cross it.
There is people without souls. Because there's people capable of shit that you can't even imagine, bro. And so you can't be born with a soul if you would be capable.
Look at the Night Stalker, the dude that was killing the broads over there on the West
California.
Coast. Bro, that's an evil. Like, bro, you killing them broads. It's time for killing. It's killing time. And bitches was hot for him. That's the crazy shit. Hey, y'all remember they was hot for the Night Stalker. They would fuck that dude, bro.
That's a sad statement, man. I was about to say, you know what the best part is? When they interview these cats afterwards, these motherfuckers is so matter of fact about shit. Just whatever. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, another day. You know what I mean?
Like Charles Manson. Like it's like, yo, it's mad. Motherfuckers. Like, one, I'm gonna say this. Like in a nutshell, these people that I think are born without souls, right? They can do whatever they want. They don't got that shit. They don't. Well, I don't want to get religious with y'all, but they don't have that connection to the man upstairs that would stop them from
They don't have
doing
any
shit.
higher power that blocks them from doing fucked up shit.
No, they got a fucking lower power, bro. That's what it is. They got a lower power.
And
Motherfuckers
you know what
is evil, bro.
And you're right. You know what trips me out? I'm like, yo, as far as what we know, right, from scientific research on the human brain, I'm like, these motherfuckers is just born this way and ain't nothing they can do about it. Like from the time they're born, their shit is already decided that's how they're gonna be. They can't stop it.
It's like this though, because but think about it. Think about it like this. In the script, it says, "I, the Lord, control the peace and the evil. I do all these things." Don't think that God hasn't seen some of these people's bloodlines and say, "Hey, okay, cool. Y'all want to act this way? I'm gonna make an example of your child, and I'm gonna show the world this is not what you do, because the sins of the father and the sins of the mother affect the son and the daughter. Because honestly, you can't tell me this randomly and arbitrarily that some of these kids or some of these people who grew up to be some horrendous monsters
Nah, it's
are just randomly
I
that way.
don't put it. I don't.
Jules
Hold on,
said,
let me answer the question.
That's your belief.
Now, I would say I don't put that the shit that people like to do is they look at the fucked up shit that people are doing to each other and they blaming this guy. That's not him, fam. That's y'all. That's not him. That's always been my belief that like people always saying, "Oh, all this shit happens." Well, he could do something about it. You can do something about it.
Free will,
can.
Free will.
You could do something about, oh, shit is fucked up. Well, you just contributing to the fucked up shit. Waiting for, like, yo, dog, he gave you the power to do something. You just don't want to. You don't want it bad enough. The same as anything else in life. If you want a fly ass bitch and you want to bend her over and fuck her, you got to go talk to the bitch first.
That's a fact.
You got to go talk to her first. You got to move,
I
bro.
agree. I agree with you guys too, but there's sometimes just a certain extent. Like you've seen this. You've seen like in Jules. You've worked in psychiatric wards and everything. You ever see a child and you see their parents, just like I see why. I see why you like this. But
yeah, that's why I noticed that stare. Like there's something about these people. Something like I just don't know how else to put it, that you could look at them and you could look right at them and you could see that, yeah, something is missing. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know what to call it, but something is missing. I
Yeah,
know what
like
it
Rolly.
is.
Like
Nah, Jules, you know what it is?
When you look in Rolly's eye, all you see is crayons in a microwave, bro. That's all I see.
Hey, Jules, serious,
and a
man,
fur
for
coat.
real. A lot of these joints, man, the reason why you see them with these like really like psychopaths and stuff, it's all in how these broads see themselves. And if they see themselves in a specific way, those are the type of motherfuckers they end up with. That's why
it's not even. No. It's not even. It's look, with women, it's really not that deep. I'm not gonna say anything misogynistic. All I can say is, women don't like routines. They don't like the mundane. They want to be excited. They want to have thrill. Well, what's more thrilling and exciting than a motherfucker that might kill you?
You said that shit jokingly. You said that shit jokingly, but you dead ass right though.
I'm dead ass right though. Why
So
you think a
I
lot
should
of
start choking bitches? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No.
Should I start
My
choking
advice,
bitches?
my advice to all the young men that's out here, right? Yo, stop trying to be in relationship with these bitches. Cheat on all these bitches. I don't care. Yeah, cheat on all of them. Get your dick sucked as many times as fucking possible in a single week. Why? You cannot trust today's broads that's out there. You can't, bro. It's a trap. Marriage is not now what it was when guys like me and Country were young. That was an institution. That was something you aspired towards. Today's woman is fucking evil, bro. She's a narcissist.
In our society, yeah.
You got to think about it. Any now
still good
in your
women out there.
generation, no, it's not. In your generation, John, for example, if you got a halfway que ella es media linda, no es que sea modelo, pero media linda, que tiene un culito lindo, teta linda, cara linda. No, ya cree que she's a fucking god. She thinks she's a god.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, any mildly attractive joint that's out, oh, forget it. She's on Instagram with 80,000 followers. Forget it. using the
Ain't that
angles to make her ass look big.
They're looking for
ain't that
Batman.
something?
That's what they're looking for now. They're looking for Batman.
Yeah, like
Well, I'm a firm believer. You got to look to maybe a non-westernized women to find a halfway decent woman these days, man.
Yeah, like
I mean,
would
even
say,
then, it's
if
but
you in a church, if you're in a church, maybe get a church girl or not everybody. Look, I'll say this though. I
You wanna
know.
go to church? There's TG Jakes there too, bro. Like at the end of the day,
No,
like
what I was going to say is not everybody. I know personally lots of people that don't waste a moment of their day on social media. Not a moment of their day. It has not infected them. They don't waste a moment of their day on that stuff. There's few, but yeah, I know broads that are like that. That yeah, they don't be on that shit. Not because that they're so nice and they just like real shit. They out doing real shit in the real world. Whereas
Mhm.
the environment that the children are coming up in now, the internet is always going to be something to them that it will never be to me. It's their world. They're growing up in a world with an internet. So there's the younger generations that come through and the younger women. More of them are going to aspire to that, to
Yeah,
go viral and to have a bunch of followers and people on Instagram paying you just to look at your ass and look at your asshole. That's what it is. Everybody's practically a stripper now.
that's a
Practically.
fact. And you know it's
Mhm.
funny. People used to talk all this shit like, "Oh, watch your TV, watch what your kids are watching and everything, bro." At least with the TV, my mom and dad said, "Yo, you're not watching this." They turned the TV off, and that's was it. Now
Yeah.
think about it. I have a laptop, a personal laptop that I control. But I'm a grown man. Imagine a little child who's inquisitive and wants to know what the world's really about. That shit is scary, bro. That shit is a very
Yeah.
well,
scary,
it's
scary thing, bro. But
taking the place of TV, though, man. That's just
yeah,
it.
and that's what hype. That's what makes it more uber, uber dangerous because it's now unfettered and unfiltered access to things that you're not supposed to see, and people don't care about those disclaimers. But
Yeah,
hey,
like I'll
at the
I'll
end,
say this. Land in a joint, right? Any halfway
huh?
decent joint. And this is before the internet, before the advent of the internet. Women have always been highly narcissistic. They were always that way. The internet and social media has amplified that times 100. So now a six is, not to get on the red pill shit, because that's not what I mean, but I'm just saying that women are a lot more selfish now, a lot more
Okay,
narcissistic now, to the point to where you have a generation of women that don't actually want to be mothers. They don't really
that's a
wanna be
fact.
mothers. They don't
That
really
is a
wanna
fact.
be and
They don't.
they don't wanna be and not only do they not wanna be mothers like they used to, which is why you always hear me bring up the 25th world, because that's what started to happen in the experiment. The men and the women stopped copulating, and the population eventually died out to where every male and every female and every child in the colony died, and I always go back to that experiment just thinking about it. What happened? And now I see, oh, I see what happened. Eventually
And it's
the gender
So,
roles,
uh,
see, this is the parallel you have to draw from that experiment. It is unnatural for human beings, it is unnatural for any creature, any animal to live in excess. Gender roles are assigned by survival of the fittest. But if you create an artificial environment where you don't really have to labor for your food, where the strong don't necessarily always survive, the meek survive as well, this deforms that society. The gender roles that we have optimize our survival as a
that's
species. And
true.
it's not
That's
exclusive
true.
to us, it's also in the animal kingdom. So when they took that colony of rats and they gave them a habitat where they didn't have to worry about any natural predators, they didn't have to forage for food, they didn't have to do anything. They were just living in excess and they were free to fuck as much as they wanted. What started to happen was the gender roles started to get blurred because they weren't needed anymore. Now, if you look at this society, well, that's exactly what's going on. You've got people so lost and so bored, they're worrying about what to call each other because you don't have any real problems. See, real problems are surviving. How are you going to eat? How are you going to live? Where are you going to live? What are you going to do? You don't worry about that in this society as much as you used to. This is not a third world country, not yet. So you live in so much excess that the roles you needed to survive before are becoming optional now. And because they're becoming optional, what it meant to be a man, it doesn't mean that anymore. What it meant to be
Nope.
a woman doesn't mean that
Right.
anymore.
And you know what's crazy? Our poor in the U.S. are living in excess and don't even know it.
Exactly.
That's some crazy
Why do you
shit.
think I bring that up, bro? Alex, why do you think I bring that up? That people here act like they're poor. You don't know poor until you have to carry buckets of water from a body of water back to where you don't know poor, bro.
No, I'll quote myself.
Bro, let me just say,
I'll
let
quote
me just say
myself
it
right
like
now.
this.
I'll
Let me
quote
just say it like
myself.
this.
No, go ahead.
Yo, you don't know poverty until you got to eat what you kill. And like Jules said this perfectly. Yo, it's every man for himself because let's keep it a buck. There's one chicken and there's two men. They have to feed their family and they got to catch this chicken. One of these motherfuckers going to not come back home to their family and their family's going to be pissed off and they're going to be sad. That's poverty. That's real life. That's real life shit, bro. And there's a reason why there's rules and edicts for civilized society so they don't go back to it. But like you said, when we live in excess and decadence, when we in opulence, this is what happens.
Now,
Invariably.
what I would say is, I don't know what all of your faith is, with respect to whatever everybody's faith is. But my
Mhm.
faith, uh, mine, which is Judeo-Christian, I've always believed
Me
that the
too.
way that the way that modern society functions, this is a perversion of what was intended. These buildings were not supposed to be erected. This infrastructure is not supposed to be here. What you're doing to the land, that's not supposed to be happening. Everything you know, and life as you know it, as far as I'm concerned, is a deviation from what was originally intended. So, why are gender roles becoming distorted? How is that even a thing? Like, how do we get to that point? Because of what Chris said. We live in decadence. We can turn on where somebody in the world doesn't have clean running water. We have a faucet that's clean running water. We have electricity. We have food and we have the ability to get it to where we ain't got to be on a mountain with a bow and an arrow looking for something. Nah, we live in decadence. So we live in decadence so much that the things that we needed to survive before are dying out. With those things dying out, yeah, so will we eventually.
We
Eventually.
don't even appreciate the decadence that we live in. We find ways to complain about the most trivial and banal shit in the world. It's like, yo, why are we even complaining about this? Because if we really had to get busy with our hands and everything, how many of these motherfuckers can probably run like 5 miles if need be,
Most of these
nonstop?
motherfuckers can't change
Nah.
a most of these motherfuckers can't change a fucking flat tire, bro. That's not even cap. Like, that's for real. It's a lot of young guys that they're young and this is supposed to be your physical prime, your peak. And you spend those years under the influence, using different types of drugs. If you want to fuck some bitches, fuck some bitches. That's what you here for. But all that other shit that youth be doing is crazy. So just to make a long story short, the reason that Western society seems to be collapsing is because gender roles are becoming fluid, and gender roles are primarily how we survive. It's how we made it. It's how we got this far. But when you blur that line and suddenly, yeah, like, I don't want to be a mom. I just want to have a fat ass and go take different vacations. I don't want to be a dad. I want to be a fucking SoundCloud rapper. It's not hard to see where we're going, gentlemen. It's
Yeah,
really
bro,
not.
it's not hard. It's not hard. And it's real like, yo, it's unnerving. It's like, God damn, bro. Like, I look at the men from yesteryear, bro, with the
Well,
utmost reverence. It's just like, what the fuck happened?
I'm a firm believer that we lost something from leaving a lot of stuff in the past, and I think in some ways, on some things, we need to go back to certain things.
Yeah, but they never will, country. Like people. Let me read the super chat before I move on. Will said these Fury fans think Wilder was so great, but the minute Parker beat him, he aged in front of us. Yeah, I know, and we'll get to that. I always got time for some Wilder slander. But what I was gonna say is, no empire lasts forever. Ours won't last forever.
That's
Very
true.
simple. No empire ever lasted forever. We had a great run, but what I see is, yeah, I see the fall of Western society. That's what I see because in the East, those roles and that is still being maintained. Now, granted that it's being maintained through a faith of a certain kind, better still, it's being maintained. For the continued survival of this species, those roles have to stay in place. If what you're now telling yourself is, oh, well, I don't want to have a kid because I want to be on Instagram. Oh, I don't want to have a family because, I don't want to be tied down. Like, that's a thing now. You got 30 and 40-year-old women on Instagram that celebrate not being mothers. They celebrate that they don't have that responsibility. Like, they're happy about it. And that's going to become the goal, where the goal, at least in America, the American dream was the nuclear family with the house and the fence and the dog. This is what we all aspired to as a people.
Yep.
Well, not anymore. Not anymore.
Unfortunately.
That's a fact, man. But
so what I'm telling Chris, what I'm trying to get Chris and John to do is come to Dubai, baby. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Dubai, baby. Yeah.
You're thinking about those people, Julius, that don't want to have children. I'm not really worried about them. The moment they start to tell me about the war, I know people like that, and I'm like, why I supposed to listen to you? Your words are gonna be dead in a couple of decades. Nothing of you say now is gonna matter. If you have children, if you have family to pass that knowledge that you say you had, that will be more interesting. But all those people, I understand. For example, the millennials and the Gen Z, every generation is getting smaller and smaller. But there are other parts, especially that more heavily charged in the religion side, they're gonna prosper because that's the culture that's going to survive. All this woke shit, all this woke shit is gonna die. It's already dead. They don't realize that.
Yeah, like if you look at it in terms of numbers, you have to produce a certain amount of people every single year to maintain a society. Well, that number is dwindling because more and more of the youth are more perverse. If you notice, military enrollment is down 25%. I'm sure most of you have seen that because a lot of men, what they felt made them men in the 80s and the 90s, for example, and it was very clear, they don't feel that way anymore. They don't. Men used to, even if they didn't want to, there was still an understanding that you have to do certain things. These are the things that make you a man and fulfill that role. It was the same for women. It was the same. That role, and I'm not here to judge. Only God can judge you. That's my faith. I can't judge you. Only God can judge you. All I'm doing is observing what's happening, and I see, oh, well, you got a lot of 40-year-old broads. Yeah, you don't want to be a mom to nobody. You're not going to usher in the next generation of doctors and lawyers and productive people in society because you rather take pictures of yourself. That's more important. You have a society of narcissists, of demigods. Everybody thinks they're their own little god now. So yeah, I could totally see the West falling. Totally.
We're forgetting the greater good, and we're focusing on self.
Yeah.
Like my mom always said, always be for the greater good. And I had this similar conversation with my mom. I think the same conversation earlier on today in regards to certain things and certain aspects. It's just like the better we are is when everybody is cognitively thinking to be the best they possibly can be for themselves and everybody else. That is the most simplest way I can break it down. When we are in peace and harmony is when everybody is making a concerted effort to be the best they possibly can be. Not backbiting people, not being jealous, not falling to the low vibrations of what the world can do. But it is what it is, man. It just is what it is, and it ain't
Look,
what it is.
I'm gonna go convene with the Klingons and my Kryptonians to buy you guys another 40 years because they're thinking about blowing you all up right now.
Yeah,
so I'm
bro,
gonna
I ain't
talk to them. I'm gonna go on this smoke break and talk to them. And yeah, they're really tired of you guys, but I'll get you another 40 years. I'll be right back.
Nah, get us like 10, bro, because I'm tired of this shit.
No. There's certain things I need to do in this world. So at the end of the day, give me 50. If I can't get it done in 50, bro, just like this
Chris,
kill us
what is
all.
it that
Nah,
you
man,
think
give
that
him
you're
50
doing
and a
this
new
for?
mic.
Can you share us?
He said, "Give
Can
me
you share
50."
with
Hey,
us
bro. When you
one
said
thing
give
that
me
you started
50,
to
I
do?
was like, "Damn, I got 9 more years."
Oh,
Give
bro,
him a shit
you
straight.
sound young as fuck, bro. I didn't think you were like that old. The fuck?
Bro, I'm 41 years old. I'm retired, bro. I was in the army for 20 years, bro. I'm retired. Yeah.
You say you
41.
came in,
Wow.
you got in early, bro. So like, hearing about all that impropriety in the army, and I'm not just trying to, pull your coat about it because I don't know where you were, but like hearing about all these, vile things that they do to women in the army, how do you think that could be prevented, bro? Real talk.
All right. So my honest opinion, a lot of people presume that the military, while I agree we should be held to a higher standard, they forget that we're humans. For example, it's like if you look at cops doing things that they shouldn't be doing, or firefighters doing something they shouldn't be doing, whatever. Anybody who's supposed to be, part of civil service and respectable in society, and there's mistakes made. Well, same thing with the military, Army, Air Force, Navy, and you name it, whatever you see, like they're still human beings. Like, and what people forget is not only are we just human beings, but some of us, not a majority of us, no, but some of us, yes. And that some of us is, in the millions. Some of us are put into situations and have to go through things that humans shouldn't have to. And when we come out of it, yeah, we get a couple of briefings and a couple of classes, and it's like, all right, good job, go back to society, figure it out. So, a lot of people come out, they'll, have some issues. But at the end of the day, man, like what I tell people is, I'm like, look, man, if you're on the outside looking in, that's not the best spot. Like, I have met so many people in the military, and it was the best thing that ever happened to them. And they had long careers, and it's the same thing to this day. They'll tell you the same answer: best thing that ever happened to me. I've met so many young individuals as when I was a leader, mentoring people, and I was the best thing that ever happened to them. And I'm looking at them thinking, shit, man, I'm still trying to get my shit together. But I was good to them. I helped them out. Like, there's like the amount of good that takes place in the military doesn't get any attention, zero, and it completely outweighs all the fucked up shit.
And yeah, it outweighs all the fucked up shit, bro. Because at the end of the day, this is what my OG said, and which is which is this, it's the realest shit. But if you a cupcake and you a flower ass, square ass, bitch ass, broad ass of a motherfucker, you're not gonna understand. Yo, if you are around a whole bunch of quote unquote alpha males or this, high testosterone men, yo, it's a dangerous environment. It's a very dangerous environment, to be dead ass honest with you. And like some of these motherfuckers, they weren't getting pussy in high school. It's like the cop that was getting bullied in high school and everything. They weren't getting any play, and some woman denied him. And he just said, "Yo, I'm tired of being denied. I'm gonna take what he thinks is rightfully his, which it isn't." And you start seeing the Vanessa Gullians. You start seeing these type of things. And I'm not saying this is, what the army and what the military is about. It's what those pieces of shit are. Those pieces of incel shit are, for real, for real.
And that's what I try to remind people, brother. That's what I try to remind people. Like, humans of all different walks of life can get into the military. Like, look what kind of people get on police forces, and look what kind of people get into the FBI. Like, look, man. Like, at the end of the day, to get into the military, all right, all you do is pass a written test and be decently physically healthy. I'm not saying fit, because we'll take the fattest, most out of shape motherfuckers. I'm saying like just decently healthy, where you got a heartbeat and you have a conscience and you can fucking read and write, and we'll fucking try to train you. You see what I'm saying? So knowing that, like, of course, out of the millions that serve, you're gonna have a couple thousand that are just pieces of shit and do fucked up shit to other people. You know what I mean? Like that's but here's all right, this is the point I want to get to. And I think this will help out the answer you're looking for. What people don't understand is, here's something about the military. We do not, and we never will, go out of our way to publicize everybody we punish. For every person you got, if you're a civilian and you've never been in the military for like a long time, you could be somebody who served in the military for 3 or 4 or 5 years and you still won't get it, because your purview for the time you spent in it and the rank you attained, there's a lot of shit you still don't know. So what I mean is, like, for people who really were in the military, who spent enough time there, and you could, and the aspect of a person who's never been in, if you've never been in and you see on the news, like Vanessa Guillen, for example, fucking tragic, pisses me off, breaks my heart, brother. I don't even want to get into that. But when you see things like that, right? For every one of those you see, there's probably 50 to 100 fucking dudes who were crucified, destroyed, lost everything, locked up forever, throw away the key, bro, that y'all never hear about. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. That's a fact, bro. That is a fact.
And here's another thing. Here's the thing. We don't put our dirty laundry out there on our own. If it gets found out and the public gets a hold of it and becomes a thing, all right, the military does their best to deal with it. But at the end of the day, what pisses me off is whenever we see these investigations on TV, I'm sitting there watching, and I'm like, and I'm seeing what they're saying about the military, and I'm like, oh my goodness, guys, like, no, that's not true. Like, that's not what we do. That's not how it works. You know what I mean? It's so skewed.
But people have to get in there. It's like that. It's like I say this to my mom, and my mom's a PA, and everyone has, you know, when you have a profession, or whenever you're in a group, that's your clique, that's your gang. Because like it's just what it is. Like the world is really made up of gangs and cliques. Like for example, a lot of people would see boxing as, oh, this is a degenerate sport. Only poor people should be doing this to make millions of dollars and everything. Some people, if we see it, we see it as a sport. We see it as something as healthy competition. And you know, sure, there may be the tragedies, there may be their ill moments of the sport, which there is, and it's been rampant up. This last week, someone had a craniotomy to, get a subdural hematoma out of their head. And a lot of people would see that like, is that a sport to you? And sometimes it gets hard to, justify it. But hey, ultimately is this. You got to be in it to understand it.
No, but also there's a component of violence that exists in all men, which is why, as much as people try to down the sport for how dangerous it is, there are other professions that are much more dangerous. Boxing has changed a lot of people's lives, and those people will tell you that themselves. It regimented their lifestyles and kept them out of the street and gave them something to do, because guys, the thing about boys and men is they have an energy, they have an ingredient for chaos, and they don't, if a man doesn't have something to put that energy into, whether it's music, drawing, sports, whatever, if they don't have anything to do with that energy that naturally exists in them, they go fucking nuts.
Yeah.
They go nuts.
And they lash out on society, man.
Yeah. And here's the thing, man. I'll leave you with this, bro. Like, the biggest thing that gets me about all that shit is this. It's the fact that what people don't understand is, for everything you see on the news with the unfortunate demise of a young soldier somewhere, right, or a young military person from any branch, and everybody's like, oh, they're not doing nothing about this, they don't care, the culture's fucked up, we need to fix all. And I'm like, you my God, you guys have, going back to, we don't air our dirty laundry. You have no idea how many people were stopped and fucking thrown out and gotten rid of before it could get bad. Like, so many. Going back to what I said also earlier, it's not hard to get into the military. You could be a fucked up, ill-minded fucking person and pass all the tests and make it in. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. It's that simple. Like, just so for everything you see on the news, for every individual boy or girl who was young and they met a shitty demise early in their military career, and everyone's blaming the military, and the military doesn't fucking care, and we have a culture where we don't give a fuck and we just let anything happen. That is the farthest thing from the truth, my brothers. I promise y'all.
And the other thing is that, like, we have it better than a lot of people that are coming here in boatloads to try to be here. For as much as people complain about this place and its infrastructure, there are literally droves, thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people that want to be here, while people here are complaining. It's like and that's why
it's
listen,
not Americans trying to go over there. It's them. It's
I'm trying to come here.
Trying to come,
while
we're constantly called the worst country. We're constantly shitted on. But guess what? Out of all countries on the planet, every year, we are the one country
America,
that we're so
best
fucking
country, bro. It is the best country in the world, bro.
The shit is, I don't think about it as being the best. I think about it as being my family member. The way a family member is not perfect, but you love them anyway. That's how I feel about this place. No, I would not want to be. I would not want to be from another country. I like being from this one. I like this history. I like this culture. And before people tell me, "Oh, well, the history's all fucked," yeah, yeah. What country do you fucking know has a fucking perfect history?
Exactly. Every country has a dark past. People fuck up. We're not equipped. We're all equal. There's no difference in IQ from anyone in the world, men or women. There's no difference between how you can measure someone's intelligence and what they do with that intelligence. Now, there is one deciding factor here. In the progressive countries or the developed countries, we do have a decline in birth rates. We do have a decline in masculinity in men. We have a decline in a lot of the areas that you just touched on, like men joining the military, men not taking responsibility for themselves. A lot of men are taught to just be themselves, and that's a horrible doctrine, or to be feminized, and that's a horrible doctrine to impose on young men, because you're taking away the one thing that made society great, which is masculine men. Not to be confused with toxic, because that's something the feminist added, but masculinity is subjective. It's not to be objectively masculine is hard work. You have to work on yourself. You have to work on the way you present to the world.
What they're teaching this generation of young men is to become their own gods. Now, once again, I don't know what your faith is or anybody on the panel. I just know what mine is. So when I see that, what I see is, well, men were not made to rule other men. Men are supposed to be ruled by God. And if men are ruling themselves by making themselves the priority instead of the higher power, instead of the greater good, this is what you get.
Well,
this is what you're going to continue to get.
That's one way to look at it, but I'm touching on something on a.
Well, I'll put it to you this way. I'll put it to you this way. When you said that they're teaching these guys to, oh, well, you're fine the way. No, you're not.
Exactly.
You are imperfect.
Yes.
Be better. Work on it.
Yeah,
be better.
Improve yourself. Challenge
yourself. They're telling you you don't have to be better. You don't have to. No, you do have to change. You do have to be better. If you don't, if you say, if a kid who's trying to learn how to ride a bike, well, I guess I just don't know how to ride a bike. Get back on the fucking bike.
Yep.
Yeah, these kids these days are whiny. Have you guys seen those videos where you get those young guys and they're like 17, 18 and they're whining about how life is hard and they're
listen.
The whole red pill podcast movement, for example, the reason that I'm against it is because it's for losers. A girl rejected you? Oh my God, what are you gonna do? So you're saying that unless you make 6 figures a year, you can't get laid by a nice looking slut? Yeah, that's bullshit.
Exactly.
All right?
That's you, bro. That's not the girl. That's you.
Yeah.
Yo, Cameron. I just got this breaking boxing news by Terence Crawford. Cameron Duncan has died at 67.
I said that at the top of the show, bro.
Holy fuck.
Hey,
Jules.
Breaking news. Joe Biden forgot his speech.
Hey, panel, check it out. As soon as he said that, I was like, what?
Well, listen, but I mean, I agree with that. If you have a higher power, and you have to surrender to that higher power. Surrender to that higher power. As long as that higher power is guiding you to somewhere that pulls you to express responsibility for yourself and others. Like, you've got to be responsible for yourself. Number one thing. Being a narcissist and taking all the credit for whatever games people are playing on the internet, that's not being a man. That you can make 6 figures or 7 figures. Sure, you could do all that and be a Jake Paul and be a complete asshole, but that's not being a man. That's not the same thing.
I'll say this. With respect to the faith of other people and whatever it is they believe in and whatever gods they pray to, the common denominator is that relationship between man and what is intended to be a higher power, it makes that man better. It makes him useful. It makes him honest. It makes him productive. Now, I don't want to get into the belief part because, that's personal, but just in a very general sense. Theology. and believing that there is more in the universe than just dust, right?
Yeah.
These religions, for as much as they're vilified and demonized, a lot of good came from them.
I mean,
A
I'm
lot
sure
of
you guys are. I'm
ideas.
sure you guys are aware of how Jordan Peterson phrases the fact that he says he operates under the assumption that God does exist. So it's not that he believes in all of these mythical fairy tales, but he conducts his life as if God exists. So there's a strict set of morality and ethics in his life.
Jordan Peterson acts under the belief that all the knowledge, the ancient knowledge that religion profess towards his scriptures, is real. In some form or another, it is all real.
Sure,
so it has value.
Sure, but he operates that as if it does. He's said it many times that he operates as if it does exist, because without that guidance from a higher power, we have to believe in something. We all inherently believe in something.
It's not just. I would say this is the part that I would boil down to just a gut feeling. Well, I have a gut feeling.
Sure.
I have a gut feeling.
Sure.
That the way people behave, it's the way that a teenager behaves when they think they understand the world, when they think they figured it out, and their parents try to tell them, "You don't know it all. Do things this way." And that child doesn't listen because they know a fragment. They've seen a fragment of the world, and now you think you understand it all. So when I see these people and they're so dismissive, the clothing you have and where you live and everything around you did not happen by accident. Everything has a purpose. Everything has a place. The fact that we are where we are in the solar system, you look at that and you think that's a random act. We're here randomly. We just so happen to be the third rock from the sun
we're still expanding.
in the Goldilocks zone that allows life as we know it to exist. Where
we're incredibly privileged as a living species or living cells in the universe. We're incredibly privileged to have conscious
That is why
thought.
I have a gut feeling. That's just me. I have a gut
feeling. I mean, hey, listen, I was in denial about that for a long time, and I thought I think I went through the motions of being a sort of on the fringe of an atheist or as agnostic. I don't know. Now, I mean, I do now. I wholeheartedly feel that I can't deny that there is something. There's got to be something, and I don't know what it is, but there is something.
Everything. That's a fact.
If you look at the way that things grow on the molecular level or the cellular level, they all grow in patterns. When things split up, cells split, they all grow in patterns. And like I said, that science reminds me, not that I'm against science, because I'm not. I firmly believe science is probably the language of God for all I know. Who knows? Who actually knows? But what mankind seems to know is just a fragment. It's just a fragment. And you minimize all of it. You minimize all of it so that you can wrap your mind around it. It's actually a lot more complex than you realize. The God particle, the base particle, that all. Let me finish the sentence. Let me finish the sentence, bro.
Yeah.
The God particle is the base particle upon which all matter exists, from the television to me to this microphone to that laptop.
Yep.
And you don't wonder, how is it that these things take shape? There's always a governing system in every level of life as we know it, and you don't see purpose. I see purpose. I don't know how somebody could not see purpose.
I mean, there's a governing order in everything, and if you look at the monkeys, if you look at fish, if you look at any species on Earth, they all have a governing system and a pecking order.
I don't know if.
It's not because they're psychologically more advanced. It's just a natural thing. It's an instinctual thing for survival. You're telling me that's not man created.
Well,
the guy didn't come and create that.
I don't think that the amoebas in the swamps are aware that we're here. I don't think the amoebas know that the same way I don't think the people know that there are powers that are much greater than themselves. And
I have a feeling they do, Jules.
You know something? I don't know if you guys ever noticed, right? Okay, we have the different religions, and there's disagreements and different dogmas and all that. But if you look at the teachings in each religion, there are certain things I refer to them as universal threads, because they run through each religion, but certain teachings are exactly the same.
Yeah.
So to me,
common denominators. Common denominators.
I feel like if you follow the what I call universal thread teachings, that's where you're not going to go wrong, as opposed to getting caught in the dogma and this and that, and all the what did so and so look like, and all the rest, and all that stuff.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. What can I send you via DM? And every culture, they've all have the same concept. Their stories might vary in detail, but the concepts never change. With the floods, with extinctions, everything, gods, people from the skies, all these things, they all have the same concept. Details differ, but they all have the same concept. So at the end of the day, it's kind of obvious that there is a higher power. It's just what form do you believe it is in and how it works.
Jules, put that photo up I sent you via Twitter DM, because that is foul. Because that is foul. They are really violating Tiny badly. That must suck though. Like, a lot of people in the world view you unaesthetically pleasing, like not aesthetically pleasing and everything, and they just flaming you. That really must suck. Because you're a public figure, like, yo, damn, you ugly, B. Like, what's good with you? That must really be hurtful.
Or is it recent?
No, bro, they put her face on the Quaker Oats thing. Violated.
Like, why is she trending or something? Is something going on? Like, why does she even matter right now on social media?
No, because people were just taken aback at how ugly she looked. That's fucked up, man.
Okay. All right. Last time I checked, she's not popular. Never has been. Never been a thing.
She ain't looking though. Oh, John Morant slant. Oh, he slapped it on Victor Wembanyama. That's OD.
Put it this way, like if you look at like Wilder's situation, right? Wilder's loss to Tyson Fury, Wilder's loss to Joseph Parker. How does that tie into the conversation that we're having? Well, it's because it's not actually that bad that you lost to those two guys. It's your narcissism that makes it bad. In reality, there's nothing wrong with losing those two fights. You can move on. And if you weren't such a narcissist, you would be able to recover from it easier. But what makes it so difficult for him is because, well, you were just so vain and so egotistical. You thought so much of yourself that when somebody actually beat you psychologically, you can't bring yourself back from that. Now, we look at the AJ kid. Well, why was he able to bounce back? Because I think he was a little bit more honest with himself than Wilder. I think he was a little bit more honest. And overall, I think he was a little bit more humble. So the fall isn't as hard. But Wilder, you lose to Fury, and it's because of your arrogance. It's your ego that made it so difficult. In reality, you never had to take it that hard that Fury beat you. It's the stuff you did to yourself that makes that so difficult. And arrogance seems to be a common theme. And, what does it say in the book? Pride comes just before the fall.
He also wasted his time, and he wasted everybody's time because, bro, he could have made the same money in his career fighting Joshua 1, 2, or 3 fights. He would have got at least 2 fights out of that contract. 2 or 3 fights would have made him the same amount of money as him fighting all those bums, bro. So he wasted time because he could have had that one fight, made all that money, and then try to see where his career can go from there, him being young, but now he's old and he's trying to make it.
Johnny,
bro, you're old.
It was arrogance that did not allow him to accept you're the B side, bro. You're the B side. It's his arrogance that would not allow him to accept that this kid's worth more money than you, You want to play all these fucking games and you want to mislead. And that's really why I don't have a lot of respect for him as a man, because I feel like, what a man would have did? Look, man, I don't care. UK, US, I knocked this motherfucker out. Just get me in the ring with him. I'll knock him out. That's not what you were doing, fam. You worried about, he wants it in the UK, and he wants the refs, and I want a 2-way rematch clause. And it's like, yo, dog, you didn't want to fight this dude, bro. You might have fooled a couple of people in America. They really bought it. I didn't. I see a dude that, you can't handle, that y'all not on the same footing. Well, why the fuck would you be? While you was still getting $1 and $2 mil a fight, He offered his opponent $7 million. Fuck.
Yep.
He offered Martin. That's the kind of money he was making out of the Olympics. And you're jealous. The green-eyed monster caught your ass and never let you go. The real reason y'all never fought is because you're too fucking arrogant. That's what it is.
What I see in Wilder is look for example, Muhammad Ali. I really can understand Muhammad Ali being hated at that time when he was a heavyweight world champion of the world. Because the way he talked about himself, you can say whatever, but at that time it must be distasteful, at least. But in retrospective now, you can see a guy that he really believed in himself. He really believed he can do all the things he did. But in the case of Deontay Wilder, you never believe in that. You never believe in yourself. You believe other people telling you what you supposed to.
If you think about Ali, he comes back from the exile. He tells Joe to give him a fight. He goes to Joe. He wants to fight, make some money, yada, yada. I know the story. He could have let that loss to Joe Frazier destroy him. That could have been it. Because he talked himself so much. He talked himself up so much that if he really drank the Kool-Aid and didn't have the strength of character that he had, that could have been it, bro. Because there's fighters like that here today that one loss, they're never the same.
Hey,
Wilder's that fighter.
Jules, no excuses on the loss from him either. No
He
bullshit.
didn't make any excuses.
None,
And this
zero.
is the same guy that when Big George Foreman is coming through, once again, that strength of character and that self-belief. I can beat this guy, man. He's not a fucking monster. I can beat him. I'll box him up. I'll beat him, right? You don't see that
Ali's
today.
different, bro. Bro, you don't
I get
see
goosebumps.
that.
I get goosebumps watching that because it's like, this dude was just made out of some different shit, man.
bro, did you see there was unreleased footage of him walking out. It's like goddamn George Foreman, dude. Like, bro, I'm telling you.
When everybody was all scared, he said, How the fuck would I be able to beat this man if I was like y'all? If you ain't got nothing to do and you looking sad, then just smile. Just smile. Bro, they don't make people. Bro, they don't make people like that no more.
Hey, Jules, you know something I just realized, my nigga? Hey, here's something I just realized, bro. Here's what's crazy. If anybody who's listening to this doesn't agree, which is fine, that's cool. That's why we do this. I agree with what you're saying about the whole Wilder thing. But I'll say this. What they're missing is this. Here's the fucking point, man. We're not knocking Wilder. We're not saying like, oh, you're a piece of shit. The narrative you fell into, like it happened, bro. You were fighting, dude. Here's the thing. What we know. Wilder was wildly successful off of his fucking power and size advantages. No boxing skills.
None.
In his career, when you look at his career, as soon as he ran into anybody with real boxing skills in his weight class, he was not successful. And
I think that Wilder is the byproduct of sheer American arrogance. That the American fighter is better. The American fighter is just supposed to be better because he's better. And the signs were there because there were many conversations that I had before this channel even got off the ground on Ring IQ Boxing on Facebook that, bro, we're not producing gold medalists the same way that we used to before. And a part of that is, yes, the American big man is doing other things, which is true. The American big man is playing football or basketball. That's what the American big man is doing. But another part of it at the lower weights, which you have to understand that a lot of Americans don't want to understand, when all those Soviet countries opened up, and they started participating in those Olympics that we would play in, they started winning. It became more of a world sport. And that's what the Americans can't wrap their minds around here today, that you're not winning gold medals as frequently as you used to. Yet, never mind the heavyweights, the light heavyweights, the super middleweights, all these other divisions. You know why? Because some of those guys are good too. Do you think you invented fucking boxing or something? Look at the ego on you. So it can't just be that maybe you don't have all the talent.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. Like, bro, motherfuckers think just like, oh, You're born in the United States of America. Oh, you must be better. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Well, that's what they think. Which is why when I see the Inui stuff or just the hate that Chocolatito used to get, right? Because people were furious that he was ranked. I remember all those arguments. ESPN #1, Ring Magazine #1. Well, he's a 4-division champion. Ward is not a 2-division champion yet, let alone a 4. This guy's been a champion at 4 weights, and it's not through fighting bums. He's fighting good fighters, and for that, the Americans were livid. Oh, how you
bro, look, I have zero experience on the elite level, none at all whatsoever. But as an amateur, I have competed in Muay Thai and boxing. And to this, I will tell you right now, of all my fucking bouts, bro, my most toughest fucking opponents were foreigners. It was never the Americans. Don't get me wrong, that's tough fights with American cats, but foreigners were always the hardest fucking fights I've ever had. Every time.
And I don't even say that to disparage the American lineage in the sport, because it's a rich history. It's a beautiful history, right? I'm not saying it's not.
No doubt.
But this idea,
we don't run the show.
But this idea that, oh yeah, the Americans are just better by default. Well, if they are, how'd Wilder get his ass kicked by Fury, and how did Fulton get his ass kicked by Inui?
And if they are, why did Canelo have to travel through fucking two different fucking foreign fighters and one American fighter to get undisputed? Why wasn't it all American fighters?
There are so many examples just this previous year alone that, okay, well, Reece Ali was a nice looking American up and comer, and he ran into a big Australian kid that whooped his ass.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened. That's what happened. Sam fucking Goodman.
That's what happened. Montana.
That was 122. The Reece Ali kid, right? Unbeknownst to most, especially the Americans, which is the irony. Before Fulton fought Inui, there was an American fighter who was coming through the ranks named Reece Ali, and he was putting a lot of pressure on Stephen Fulton to fight. Stephen wouldn't give him the time of day, so he was trying to secure a mandatory position, and he had to go through this Australian kid, Sam Goodman, and Sam whooped his ass, whooped his fucking ass. Now, when Tim Tszú's coming through, right, and I read the comments that people leave me. I read them. I see them all. Oh, Mendoza's gonna. All right, bro. Mendoza's gonna get. All right. You keep thinking that shit, because for some reason, you guys that couldn't fight your way out of brown paper bag that was wet, do you think that Americans are fighting more? Because what I see is Americans are fighting less. The generation I grew up in, I mean, like, I'm not Johnny Bravo, Rambo. I'm saying people fought. Like, in the street, all people fought. That's not this generation that you in. You need to understand that. It's not.
In the 90s, bro. In the 80s and 90s, the frequency was way higher.
You know what I'm saying? People was out there duking it up because that was part of the culture. Like, that was part of being in America. Put your dukes up, all that fly shit, all that cool shit. Yeah. Now, them Australian kids, what I notice about Australians is the same thing I notice about Brazilians. They like fighting, man. They fight a lot.
They're still acting the way we did.
Yeah, like they getting down, man. They fighting, they duking it up. They still doing that. Over here.
My whole thing is this: back in the day, certain things you couldn't say, like, for example, like, oh, you pussy. What? Shoot your shits right off top. So you call a kid pussy right now, they're just gonna walk off like nothing happened. Like nothing fucking happened.
What you got in this generation is like a whole podcast about why dudes can't fuck these sluts. Bro, listen. Stop listening to Fresh and Fish Fry and just go out and get a fucking blowjob, bro. Like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yo, and
blowjob.
Jules, back to what you were saying about Muhammad Ali. They didn't make those type of people back in his time either. So why do you think he was such just a new fucking thing? Like, oh, this motherfucker is black, pretty, and confident. No homo with the
he's a fucking, like, you think I'm playing when I say it's because he's a Capricorn. I ain't even playing. Nobody believes in they self more than a Capricorn, bro. I will run up this fucking building right now. All right? That's just the mentality I notice. It's weird because I don't, like, if we're being honest, I don't have a lot of stock in that horoscope shit, but I do know patterns. And yeah, Usyk is another motherfucker. Capricorn, same birthday as Ali. This dude don't care. I'll go to your country. I'll beat you there. I don't care if you're bigger. I don't care. I don't care if you be knocking people out. I'll beat you. It's just that's how they get down.
Denzel Washington.
All right. You look at Joe Frazier. This motherfucker, like, bro, you training while you going to train. This dude walking all these miles just to get to the gym equipment to use to train. You know what I'm saying? Different. I just noticed
Different men, bro. They were cut back in the day. I don't care what horoscope you were. If you were a champion of the world or elite level contender, you were
That's the other thing. That dude was partial. Joe was partially blind. But
that was my favorite. That's my favorite fighter of all time, bro. Win, lose, or draw. Because I liked him as a man, bro. He wasn't about all that bullshit. He put it all on the line every fucking time. As a man, when he died, I cried, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. I was in middle school. I cried, bro. I cried when Joe Frazier died. Like, I was like, damn, bro. Like, one of the old relics of manhood is gone. Like, that's how much that dude meant to me. Because what he went through with the Ali shit, the foul shit Ali said about him. Because let's keep it a buck. As much as we love Ali did some foul shit to that dude. They had people who look like me turn on this dude just because Ali said so. It was just, you know what it is. But like, as a man, he was that dude, bro. He was that dude.
Ali made the public hate him, right?
That's a
he
fact.
did. He did, but it's just that's the business, bro. Bro. Look, you get right down to it. You get right down to it. Like I'm not going to say that that's this era's equivalent of Ali and Frazier or Ali and Foreman, right? Or Capricorns that fought each other. You know, two other Capricorns that fought each other, Usyk and Breeders. Look at the war they had. Look at the war they had.
Bro, y'all really be fucking each other up. It's like, who's gonna be the better Capricorn
now
today?
once again, not on no funny shit. It's just I do notice it. They're like, yo, when they get two of these patterns, when they get them, they really scrappity scrap. Like, yeah, like you got to kill this motherfucker. Now you look at a motherfucker like Gabe Rosado, or you look at a motherfucker like Derek Chisora. He's a journeyman, got losses in the double digits. It takes strength for them to keep fighting. And what do? They keep fighting it. I might lose, I might win, but I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight.
Chisora would whoop Wilder's ass, bro. I'm betting.
Bro, Chisora wrote that man a letter. He wrote that man a letter like, yo, I'm trying to fight you. How you write it? Like, I really want to punch you in your face. Please, let me hit you.
The fuck out.
And I maintain that if Chisora would have got that fight when he wanted that fight, bro, that style is all wrong for Wilder. You got a guy, chin tuck, slight crouch, hunker down, side to side to side to side, lean off to the left to bring over the big right. Wilder, you are too doofy and too uncoordinated and too upright. He would have got your ass. People think that's that's not crazy to me. I'm like, yeah, Derek would have got his ass. Derek would have got him. Povetkin would have got him because you don't have the coordination of the big man. Why was Lennox so effective as a big man? He showed you and you didn't even listen to him. He kept the jab like, yo, why am I going to have the jab all the way here and then they got to travel? Nah, I'm right here with it. Ping, ping. I got long arms. Ping. And if you throw something at me, he showed the shit on Drink Champs. Bro, Emmanuel taught me little shit that it was like, yo, all you got to do is move the hand a little bit right here. You ain't got to do all this. You just move it right here. Protect that face. You could do that, right? In a moment. It's like, it's all these little things that a guy like Lennox had that, yes, he was a big man, one of the biggest men of his era, but he had coordination. Wilder never had coordination, bro. You never had feet. You never had much of a jab. All you had was a right hand. And that's after you lose a bunch of rounds. That, once the guys get confident that they've been piecing your ass up for like 3-4 rounds, they going to open up, they going to take a chance, and you clock them with the right. But that's a Wilder fight in a nutshell. That's a Wilder fight.
You lose. In regards to what you were saying about Lennox Lewis, he put his hand in front of his chin. Like,
Yeah.
put your hands up. He put it in front of his chin. In front
And
of his
Emmanuel
chin.
told him, like, yo, you ain't got to do that. Just move that shit. Like, you can move
No,
it.
no. He said, yo, Emmanuel said, put your hand in front of your chin to catch the jab. For you to slide your hand back to catch the hook. It was like, let me turn on my thing. So like your hands is like this. You see? You catch the jab this way. You catch the hook this way. Just boom. Then you catch it. You
Yeah,
put
that's
that
what he
hand.
showed on Drink
Yeah.
Champs. That's what he
That's
showed
what
on
he was
Drink
doing.
Champs.
Is
And
your room pink, Chris?
Fuck
That's
his
my
room
little
was
sister.
pink.
Nah, that's my
No,
little
but
sister. That was my
it's
little
little
sister.
shit.
Was
No,
there.
but
It is
it's
what
a lot of little shit like that, and that's the wisdom I think of this that this era don't have. Like they don't. Obviously, it's not another Emmanuel Stewart. Obviously not. But you just see a guy like Wilder, and that's why for me it was nauseating with Wilder. They're like, y'all doing everything y'all can to talk up this very limited fighter, and I know why y'all doing it because y'all want to reclaim the heavyweight division. But this guy, to me, this is not it, bruh. Nah, this dude, he don't have it to be that. Y'all want him to be that, but he don't have it. You know what I mean? Don't have it. It's not complicated, bruh. Like, if he would, I know that Chisora before this AJ shit, and even before Fury beat Klitschko, Derek was trying to fight you. And if you would have fought him, oh yeah, I think Derek would have beat him. This is bad style matchup. You need certain shit to beat Derek that you don't have. As y'all can say whatever y'all want. Derek limited. He got yeah. But he got certain shit that if you ain't got the ingredients, you ain't got the recipe, you gonna lose. Because he's not gonna stop coming after you. Every minute of the round, he's trying to get in front of you and fuck you up. Every minute of the round. That is exhausting, bro. And Wilder never had much of a work rate or much of a jab. So the question, how do you keep him off?
How do you? But think about it like this: Derek Chisora went through wars when he fought. When he fought Dillian White, prior to him actually fighting him, he went through wars. Those two fights he was winning. So that shows you something. And the reason why I bring up Dillian White's jab is exponentially better than Deontay
You know
Wilder.
what's
He could
crazy that it
barely keep
is?
him off.
It's crazy. And Dillian, like you can see that Dillian has his limitations because not only is he a late starter in the sport, but he transitioned from a different sport. He transitioned from kickboxing, where you're more square. You're square to the guy. You don't give him that lead foot because you don't want to get kicked in the foot. So you see that, yeah, he's lacking in some areas, but one thing he's not lacking is a jab. He's got a very good jab. You saw that in the Oscar Rivas fight. Before Povetkin knocked his ass out, he was
Yo,
jabbing the shit out of Povetkin, bro.
The thing is, what pissed me off about Dillian White though, Dillian White has a great left hook. My thing is, if he would have made his right hand a straight right hand, his main punch, he would have got a lot more knockouts too. Because that straight right hand he has isn't that bad, but he kind of it's like it's an overhand slapping punch. It's like he slaps down with the right hand as opposed to turning his fist and just throwing it
Yeah,
straight
he
through
doesn't
the
snap
target.
it out. He whacks you with it. He doesn't snap
Yeah,
it out. He whacks you with it like a club.
yeah, and like if he would have just he would have put fucking Povetkin out, but hey, it is what it is, yo. I watched that fight, yo. I remember on Beat Stream. Oh, he's out. He's out. It's like, oh shit, Povetkin hit him.
Bruh, I
Oh
was watching
god.
that shit, bro. I was live on the channel right here. And I was like, yo, that shit, I ain't going front. It ain't a lot of knockouts in recent. I was like, it was Ramla Ali. I ain't going front. Ramla got knocked out. I was like, you know what I'm saying? I
You were tight.
gasped.
You were
And,
tight.
and and when Dillian got, I gasped like, cause he was winning that fight, bro. Like he was
Yeah.
beating the shit out of Povetkin.
Yo, bro, then he got popped with that uppercut. Like, yo, this is my face. Like,
That shit
yeah, he
was
didn't do that.
crazy,
He
bro.
he didn't do that. He didn't do that.
That
But
shit.
that was one of the craziest knockouts I've seen. And Povetkin is not one of the big expressive dudes. You knew it meant a lot to him because he was getting fucked up.
Yo, talk about it because
He was getting
Povetkin done
fucked.
knocked a lot of people out, but I never saw him celebrate the way he celebrate. Like bro, come on. You could go back and watch any Povetkin fight when he knocked out all these different cats. He don't do nothing. He just stoic like I am Povetkin. When he knocked out Dillian, he was like this. I was like, yo, that shit really,
like
that shit really meant something to him. Be like, that's a good knockout, man. Povetkin was a good fighter, and man.
I'm gonna read Povetkin's amateur shit. Okay, one of his cups, 2002 Bulgaria, gold. 2003 Bulgaria, gold. The European Junior Championships, 2002 in Perm, gold. European Championships, 2002 Perm, gold. 2004 Pula, gold. World Championships, 2003 Bangkok, gold. Olympic Games, 2004 gold. Bro, that's scary. Like a major tournament he was in, gold. That's crazy.
Bro, that dude, like I kind of feel like, look, I'm not gonna put it all on Wilder because look, you did test positive for meldonium, and after that, you did test positive for Osterin. So let's not pretend we don't understand what the fuck is going on here. You know what I mean? That the Osterin shit was on the ban list longer than meldonium, and the benefits are exactly the same. It's a vasodilator and all that good shit, right? So let's not be fucking dumb here. But I just
Wait,
feel
Wilder
it's
tested positive for that? Or?
no. Povetkin tested positive for all that shit. So it's like, if you didn't get the fight for the title, yes, it's your fault. But I still firmly, he would have beat Wilder. He would have beat the shit out of Wilder.
To be quite honest with you,
he would have fucked Wilder up.
He won the Vladimir Klitschko fight, bro. The Vladimir Klitschko should have been disqualified for all the excessive hold. That shit was so bad, bro. Like people, HBO did not show another fucking Klitschko fight for a while, bro. Like that was like I'm not gonna like. Beach talks about how HBO disrespected the Klitschko brothers. He was 100% right. But that was one of the instances like, yo, bro, fuck that. I could see why they're not wanting to show you because, October 5th, 2013, Alexander Povetkin, if we really were off the merits of his performance, he should have been champ. He should have been unified champion of the world. What Klitschko did was disgusting. Every time that guy got on the inside, he hugged him or he threw him to the ground. Some of those knockdowns were throws to the ground. Like, yo, bro, as much as we talk about how Deontay Wilder didn't do well with inside guys, Vladimir Klitschko, I would say Klitschko. I can't say Klitschko's worse because he beat up a lot of those inside guys with a good jab and Manny Stewart in his corner. But like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Some of that shit Klitschko was doing was like disgraceful in that fight. Like what? And he's a heavyweight champ of the world, bro. But hey, it is what it is.
I would say that I'm not gonna say that every heavyweight has a performance like that, but a good number of them do. Like I remember Lennox Lewis versus Vitali. Right before they waved it off, bro, this dude is hanging on by a thread. Like he's about to go out. Vitali trying let his hands go and open up. And it was like that. Like, I don't think it was as brazen as Vladimir, though. It really wasn't as brazen as Vladimir. All that holding. But it was like, yeah, he was holding, he was holding a lot.
Lennox did. Lennox did some real old school shit. He used the end of that glove to cut him up. And when he grabbed him on the inside and hit him with that uppercut, I said, God damn, Lennox is good, bro. That made me realize, them old school motherfuckers, man, you gotta be a special stock to be a person like that. Because I remember he grabbed Vitali, hit him with such a nasty ass uppercut. I was like, I could see why Lennox Lewis would have said, if I was at my best, I would have beat Vitali Klitschko. Would it have been hell on earth? It would have been the same thing because I think Vitali Klitschko really liked that. But Klitschko's under Lennox Lewis to keep it a buck with you.
No, yeah. Vitali, yeah.
But not by much, though. Not by much,
Not by much, but but yeah, I would fucking, I don't put Vitali above Lennox. Do I think that you got away with it, Lennox? Oh, yeah, your ass got away, bro. You made out like a fucking bandit. But just all time? Nah, you got to put Lennox above him, bro.
I know I'm not talking all time.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
I take all time, but I'm just saying, prime for prime. I think Vitali Klitschko gives Lennox Lewis hell. I think he beats Riddick Bowe's ass. I think
he
Vitali
beats Riddick.
Klitschko.
I'm settled on
bro.
that. But if you put them in a time, I'm settled on that. If you put them in a time machine, I would pick Vitali to beat Riddick 10 times out of 10.
Jules, I can tell you this.
Because
Vitali,
wait. Because Galata, before Galata was dribbling his fists on your balls, he was whooping your ass. That's what makes it crazy. That like, yo, he was really outboxing Riddick and out the clear blue sky.
You got outboxed by Evander Holyfield, bro.
He was whooping your ass, and then out the clear blue sky, he just let me just punch him in the dick just to be safe. Bing, 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 bing. Like, what's the matter with
telling you.
What's the matter with this? Like, you're winning, bro. You don't have to punch him in. You're winning.
He couldn't help himself, Jules. I gotta ask you guys a real question. Prime Vitali Klitschko versus Prime Mike Tyson. Who really wins that fight?
Mike Tyson. That European style was all wrong for a pocket-sized heavyweight who's going to come in a crouch. I would pick Mike. And I would say this. This is how much I believe that. I would pick Povetkin to beat Vitali. Remember the European style. The European style. And it's not good or bad. It just is. You look at Vosdik, for example. Vosdik's torso doesn't really move when he's fighting. He protects himself with his guard, and the way he gets out of the way of shots, he's not going to slip and do all this shit. He's going to get out of range. His torso doesn't move. Now, I think Mike, because he's coming in, chin down, slight crouch, behind that peekaboo guard, he's going to slip. Your torso doesn't move. When he come over with that overhand right, when he come over with that overhand right, yeah.
Well, that's how Chris Bird beat him, right? That's how Chris Bird beat him. He would duck in and then just come up and just throw a bunch of flurries and tag him.
Beat that first fight too. And one thing about Vitali though, that would also get him knocked out by Mike Tyson. He pulls straight back. He does when guys throw those hooks, Vitali would just sway back. And that's what Mike Tyson, that's dangerous because you pull straight back. Hey, you remember when David Tua knocked out John Ruiz? Motherfucker pulled straight back when you get hit by left hook. But
I would probably pick Povetkin. And I know that's gonna sound crazy to people because Vlad beat him. He beat him, right?
You know what?
But I just feel like Povetkin would have got him because Povetkin, it's not a peekaboo style, but it's pretty fucking close. It's not pretty fucking close. Pretty close.
Two things. Hold on, Chris.
Go ahead, country.
Hold on, Chris. Two things. One, Lewis really didn't want that rematch with Vitali when he fought him. He did not want that rematch. Two, I think with prime Mike Tyson would have fought Lewis in his prime, I think it would have been a much different fight than the fight that they had.
Oh, country, don't do it because the Brits gonna get mad at me. Look, let's be fucking real. The version of Mike that Lennox fought is the version of Chavez that Oscar fought. What the fuck are we doing? We're gonna pretend that Mike was at his best when he fought Lewis. Now, I don't want to denigrate Lewis. But let's be fucking real, okay?
And let's be fucking real. In 1996,
the version of Mike, bro, can I finish the sentence or not? The version of Mike that you fought is the version of Leonard that Camacho fought. We don't run around pretending that Camacho beat the best version of Leonard, right? So why are we running around acting like Lennox beat the best version of Mike?
We're going to say this, though. Lennox Lewis was given step aside money for you to fight at the time a faded old Evander Holyfield that everybody thought you were going to beat. You still lost. Now,
bro,
let's put Lennox Lewis in 1996.
No.
Jules?
Listen, bro. You taking the context out of that. You can't just say, yeah, they was paying Lennox to step aside so he could fight Holyfield. You understand that was a super fight, right? You understand that let me talk.
Yeah.
You understand that on the ground, that's what all the Americans wanted. You think the Americans, listen to me. You're not understanding because you weren't there. The Americans didn't give a fuck about some tall British guy.
They disrespected him.
The reason that I don't even look at that the way somebody would now is bro, I grew up in that era. The fight we all wanted, that would be like saying, yeah, man, Floyd ducking Keith because he over here fighting Manny.
Fight Manny.
Like, what are you talking about, fam? Like,
Yo,
that's
Jules.
the fight.
Yo, Jules, check out Base's comment real quick, man, because it pertains to the conversation.
I agree with you, Base, but I still respect him. But I do agree with you. I understand because I've heard that said before, and I agree with Base that your signature wins over guys, they were spent already. What other people consider your signature wins. The reason I respect you is for the other wins, like Shannon Briggs. He beat the shit out of Shannon Briggs, bro. The shit.
Yeah, when Lennox was on point, Lennox was when he did the fucking Galata, he did Galata bad, bro. When he did the fucking Razor Ruddy,
it's not the Holyfield, it's not the Tyson and the Holyfield that I said that make me say Lennox is great, that he was a great fighter. It's the other stuff.
He knocked that fool into a seizure in the corner.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers, like, I know that people say that Ray should have won. And I feel you. I'm not disagreeing. But I'm going to just say that you had to be a bad motherfucker to fight that Ray. Yeah, you had to be a bad motherfucker. Because that
broke
Ray...
vertebrae in that nigga neck. He broke vertebrae in Ray Mercer fucking neck. Bro, that's a scary motherfucker, man. I tell you this. Lennox Lewis's best wins were Frank Bruno, Donovan Razor Ruddick, Tony Tucker, fucking Shannon
win
Briggs.
over Rockman, bro.
Yep. Howie Park
you gotta give him the win over Rockman. You gotta give him that.
Howie Park Rockman and David Tua, bro.
You heard that shit. I think that's one of the most beautiful 1-2s in the history of one. The way he just said, laid that motherfucker right out. And remember, Rockman was trying to get away. Rockman didn't want to give him the rematch. He tried to get away. Lennox had to take him to court.
Yeah. Motherfucker.
Get away from me.
My thing is this though. I know it was a bigger fight at the time, but like 1990, 91. Yo, that was going to be the apex of Mike Tyson and Holyfield if he didn't fucking lose to fucking Buster Douglas. But hey, it is what it is. But I'm surprised Mike didn't beat fucking Holyfield that time because everyone knew, yo, Mike coming back. Mike's looking great again.
Look, when you look back, this is what you got to see. Holyfield was a naturally smaller fighter moving up in weight. Mike Tyson's advantage over most other heavyweights was speed. But you're not going to be faster than Evander. That takes care of that. On top of that, Evander was a counterpuncher. He's a great and he's a dirty motherfucker. We talk about it all the time. But he was also a great counterpuncher. If you look at the counter right hand that he hit Buster, that shit is beautiful, bro. He slipped that shit. Bing! Beautiful. Right on the button.
Shit was fast, bro. That shit was like, it was so fast. It's like, damn, bro. But like I say this about Evander.
Now, hold on. I'm not done. Now, Evander knew, like he said it in his own way, but Evander knew Mike is fantastic coming forwards, but he ain't shit going backwards. He ain't shit. I'm a counterpuncher. I'm going to back his ass up. That's what he did. Like, I think people are just too too hard on. I think people are too hard on Mike for losing these fights. I think they're too hard on him, and that's just people being people that ain't shit. Because motherfucker, you ain't gonna tell me Mike wasn't great. That's bullshit. He lost to a great fighter. Evander's a great fighter. It is what it is. You acting like. You know what I'm saying?
Gonna say that
fighter.
You know, I often wonder how the fight between Holyfield and Tyson would have played out if they would have fought when they were both prime.
Oh man! I think it will have played the same way.
Yeah, because it was a style thing, bro. Go ahead, Leo.
Yeah. This is the thing with Mike Tyson, and this is why I don't favor Mike Tyson against some of the heavyweights you were talking about. What I've been seeing from Cos D'Amato and his boxing style of teaching these guys it translated a pure amateur style into the pros, meaning some of the things that you are allowed to do in the pros, Mike Tyson wasn't doing that really. I'm talking about the using your head, using your elbows, using your
Let me
forearm.
address this, Quentin. Quentin, you weren't there. Stop lying. And Lennox got beat by fucking Oliver McCall. The version of Tyson that he fought was a fucking drug addict. Anybody that grew up in that era knows that. By 2000, Mike is a fucking drug addict, bruh. So let's just cut the fucking crap. I don't know why people feel this need to exaggerate about that victory, but everybody knows by 2000, Mike is a fucking druggie, bruh. He not that kid from the 80s.
Yeah, addressing that point, I personally don't give any slack on any of these boxers. We're talking about Tyson Fury, talking about Errol Spencer, we're talking about um, uh, Tyson, Mike Tyson. None of these guys. If you can take care of yourself and be a sportsman, it's on you. It's
No,
all on you.
no, more along the lines of they like to say that Lennox would beat any version of Mike, and I'm like, nah, fam, you got beat by Oliver McCall, bro. Let Mike. Let's get that version of Lennox and let's get that version of Mike and see who win. It's like it's childish to me. In other words, that's why I brought up Chavez. Well, let's be real. The version of Chavez that Oscar fought was a diminished Chavez.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a diminished Chavez you fought, bro. The same way the version of Leonard that Camacho fought, that's a diminished fucking Leonard, bro. The
Yeah,
fuck?
I'm gonna say this though about Oscar and Chavez. My bad.
Finishing my point. The moment I was when Mike Tyson was fighting Evander Holyfield, the impression that fight gave to me was this: Mike Tyson was great, but he cannot handle mentally the headbutts, the forearms, the elbows, and that took him out of the fight. And for me, that will happen anytime, in any time of their career. Mike Tyson was never ready for that kind of fighter because Cosemato never told him how to deal with those kind of fighters.
I agree. I could agree that I feel like Holyfield, out of all the guys that people like to bring up when it comes to Mike, I just feel Holyfield had the style for him. It was always going to be hard. It was always going to be a pain in the ass because some of the advantages that made you so effective are what made him effective. He was not a big man. He was a cruiserweight who moved up in weight. So he's going to have more speed than most of these guys. You are not going to be used to that. You're used to being the fastest guy in the room with the fastest feet and the fastest combinations, but you're not faster than this guy. On top of that, style-wise, he's a counterpuncher. Good counterpuncher. And he's a dirty motherfucker. So he'll frustrate you.
He was
He fought a guy named Dwight Muhammad Quaid, who's shorter than you and has a similar style. And he figured him out twice. He fought
like when I see guys like Quentin do that, right? It's that would be the equivalent, at least to me, of judging Ali based on the loss to Berbick or the loss to Holmes, when everybody knows they were at he was at the tail end of his career when those things happened, bruh. Right?
Hey Jules, this is why I'm just gonna say this in regards to Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson. I'm gonna say this. Just keep it concise, and you read the super chat. I think post 1990, Lennox has a better chance of winning. I think the only the only time he couldn't beat Mike Tyson, I think, was 91. That was the last great Mike Tyson when he fought fucking Roddick. But you can read your super chat.
Shout out to Will. I've literally had hundreds of people from around the world tell me they love Mike Tyson. Some from the middle of China told me their fathers still talk about him to this day. Mike is a legit world icon. Exactly. Shout out to my man Fish. I'm an old UK, and Lennox waited Mike out. Yeah, the thing is, it's not that I'm trying to take away from Lennox's victory. It's not that. It's that I think Lennox is great for other victories than that one. To me, that is not a good example because everybody knew, I knew, and I was a huge Tyson fan all my whole childhood. But when they was gonna fight, when they set the fight up, I remember me and a dude at my job, he was a vendor. I said, bro, I love Mike, but he ain't winning that one. And we bet $100. And he's like, bro, come on, B. It's Mike, B. And this is, and the dude was being disrespectful because Lennox was a boring Brit. That's how he was talking about him. Like, yo, this dude is mad boring. He already got dropped by what's like, yo, I'm like, Mike is not who he was, B. All that fly shit, he don't do none of that no more. He just lay on your chest. He just lay on your chest now and try to get off up. Not the same dude that he was. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, we knew that then, or at least I knew that then. They're like, yeah, the version of Mike you fighting, bro, Mike's prime is somewhere in between, like what? I'll say, to be fair, Mike's prime is mid-80s to mid-90s. And yes, in between there, he gets locked up. And no, he doesn't come back the exact same guy that he was from the prison stint. But if you have to say that, when was Mike's prime? All right.
Physical prime, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like, all right, let's say, I don't know, late 80s to mid-90s, after, he comes back, does the jail sentence, all the different stuff. But by 2000, bro, that dude was finished. Everybody knew that. Like, yeah, that dude was washed by then, bro. He was washed.
Washed by the losses and how he treated his body. Because if you think Tyson Fury treated his body bad,
oh no, yeah, Mike, like you, shit, Mike was crazy, bro. Mike's a fucking animal with the coke, bro.
Yeah, bro, you saw that fucking famous cocaine photo with this motherfucker?
I love that photo, bro, because of the abandon, bro. Because of the abandon, like, yeah, sniffing coke, and you didn't know I sniffed coke? Yes. The fuck?
Yeah, bro. But I tell you this though, the Mike Tyson that fought fucking Razor Ruddock those 2 times, I think he still would have had enough to beat Lennox Lewis. I think anything after that, because we can't say 1992 to 1995, we would never know, because those years were taken away from Mike. But I'm saying 95 now to 2000, I don't think Mike Tyson beats him at all.
I think the Mike Tyson that fought Frank Bruno beats Lennox Lewis. That's what
96? 96?
He fought him twice, bro. Remember, he fought him twice. That Mike Tyson. That Mike Tyson. And that's not even like the perfect Mike Tyson or the best Mike Tyson that I've ever seen, or the most dangerous that he ever was the Burbick Tyson. But I bring up the Bruno Tyson because I'm like, fam, that Tyson, remember, Lewis, you got put on your ass by McCall, bro.
I'm sorry.
Never mind Rockmore later on. McCall put you on your ass.
Are you talking about the first time he fought him?
The first time he fought Bruno.
Yeah.
That was 1989, bro. He started his career in 89. So we would have to only go to the Mike Tyson that fought him in 96. That Mike Tyson is very fucking tough to beat, but he's slower than the one in 1990.
His ass. All Bruno could do was hold. That's all he could do was hold. Mills Lane is losing his mind. Break that shit up. Break that fucking shit up.
Yeah, the Mills Lane's is badass, dude.
That was one of my most all-time favorite refs. I love Mills Lane.
Yeah. Mills Lane, Frank Cappuccino.
He's like, cut that shit out.
I just feel like if you telling me all this shit about Lewis, while I got respect for Lewis, I don't have illusions about you either, fam. I don't have illusions about you. It's not like you ain't been got before. And the version of Mike that you beat, at least in my view, in my eyes, that's like the version of Ali that Burbick beat. You catching him at the end.
Now, have you touched on this? Have you touched on the fact that if Holyfield fought Tyson before Tyson went to jail,
I still think he would have got him.
You think he would have beat Holyfield?
It's the style, bro. I think Holy would have got him. Look, what was working for Mike was he was faster and more mobile than all the other guys. He was more athletic than all the other guys. You don't have those advantages over Holyfield, bro. Nah,
Holyfield was headbutting him with that big ass melon ahead of his.
I ain't mad at that neither. I'm not mad at that dirty shit. I live for that dirty shit. But on some real shit, between the styles and the physical gifts of Evander, Mike was used to being the fastest guy in the room. He was used to that. This dude is a naturally smaller fighter who moved up in weight, and he's quick too. So when you try to come at him, counter the shit out your ass. Ain't he a dirty ass boxer? I just don't see Mike beating that that style. You just not gonna beat that style, bro. You just not.
Yeah, and the most important thing is Mike Tyson fault in that it's not only that he lost, he ripped his fucking ear off of the frustration. That's not something that you do when you're fucking in the fight.
Would you consider Jules? Would you consider Holyfield a boxer puncher or?
No, yeah, he's a boxer. No, he's a boxer puncher. Look, the way they were, and it wasn't as raw. The best version of Lennox Lewis is a pure boxer. The best version of him is a pure boxer, moving around, using his jab, setting up his shots. The best version of Mike, pressure fighter. Best version of him.
Yeah.
The best best version of him. That's not what Lennox fought. You fought a slow-footed, lazy puncher.
His back was already shot by then, and he had lower back problems.
Spinal.
Spinal. Right now, Holyfield. That's a boxer puncher, counter puncher. That's what he was. He could fight coming forward. He could fight moving backwards. He could box when he need to, and he could brawl.
I always had a problem placing exactly like I thought he was more of a counter puncher because I didn't feel like he was a heavy knockout puncher
he wasn't.
But I always thought that his shots were clean, and when he countered you, they were clean, and that's what led to knockouts when he got the knockouts. But
Holyfield's style is sometimes hard to place because of the wars he was in. Those fights with Bo, those were fucking wars, bro.
Yeah,
them shits was just all out. Fuck it, bro. Let's just shoot it out, bro.
And to the credit of Tyson and Holyfield, they were smaller heavyweights compared to the other guys.
Exactly. Riddick Bowe was
usually
about
the smaller guys.
Riddick was what 6'3", I think, was 6'4". More than that. Riddick was a lot. Riddick was noticeably taller than Evander. Lennox was noticeably taller than Evander. You know, Mike and Evander, they were not big heavyweights. Evander had all the muscles, but in terms of stature, he was not a big heavyweight at that time.
Holyfield had a tendency to brawl, though, too. He'd start getting into brawls with people after a while, and he'd just let it go, man.
Yeah, that's what
got that reputation for his chin, bro. Reputation. Yeah. That's how he got it, because he got in them brawls, bro. Like, motherfucker, just tough motherfucker, bro.
Holyfield was a live nigga for real. He was a nigga. Like, how I explain a nigga was somebody that was just like, he bout it. He's just like, you know when people say, "Oh, you think you hard?" No, that's what they talking about. That's no, like you really thought you was a thug, you was a goon. Then you run up on a dude like Evander Holyfield, that's willing to.
Holyfield doesn't have to say anything. Like Holyfield doesn't have to say he's got that dog in it. He just has that dog in them, and that's it.
What I always admired about not always, but what I grew to admire about Holyfield is he was unassuming. He didn't say a lot of shit. He didn't talk a lot of shit.
Talk about his mama and God. That's it.
Word, like he didn't say a lot of shit, but he will fight his ass. Like, that motherfucker will fight.
He's the Forrest Gump of boxing, dude. That's that guy motherfucker.
You got this nice guy. He's a nice guy.
Talks about his mama and God. Like
he's seriously. A Libra, like he's a Libra like me and Terence Crawford. He's really he's a Libra like me and Terence Crawford. But one thing about
that's a good one. I'll tell you what, Bass.
Yeah, Bass had a good one there.
I'll tell you what, Bass. I've seen and I remember all three of the Ali. I remember all three of the Ali Frazier fights. All three of them shits was wars. Whereas what I remember about Bo and Evander, only one of them shits was really like, ooh. Only one of them shits.
Oh, wait a minute. We can't blame him for the fucking parachute guy coming in the ring in that one fight, though.
Fan man, dude. Fan man.
Yeah, fan man. He's dead.
Fan man. Didn't they whoop his ass for doing that shit?
Yeah, they fucking kicked his ass in the ring, dude. They dragged him out and beat the shit out of him, too.
Yeah, they whooped his ass.
They beat the shit out of. But I'm going to say Ali Frazier because I'm not even going to lie to you. It's tough watching Thriller in Manila. Like, I only watched it a couple times. That shit was very tough to watch because that shit is like, when when the medical field says, that's like human cockfighting, they put to a fight like that because that was some brutal, like that was some vindictive shit on both sides. Like those men were willing to kill each other. Awesome, like that.
Well, no, Chris, they did not like each other, man. Period. Especially Joe was extremely pissed at Ali because Ali did a lot of shit to him and fucked him up, man.
I know, but I'm telling you that Thriller in Manila was different. Like that's the most violent fight that I've seen that no one has died from. Like, at least told his corner, said like, bro, do not put that chair in the corner because if I sit down, I'm not getting up. That is some brutal shit. Like Ali thought, he said, that was the closest to death. Like, nah, bro, I gotta go with Ali Frazier, but because that last fight was so brutal.
Yeah, Ali Frazier was definitely better than Bo and Holyfield, man.
So where were you, country, when you saw the Thriller in Manila? And what
I was watching it on TV as a kid, man. I was loving it, man. I watched all those guys coming up. It was great, man. It was like, I mean, if I was an adult, I would have ejaculated, like Jules says,
But
that's how great that fight was, man.
I'm just saying, like, Jules, but like when you watch that fight, like when I'm done watching that fight, I said, like, damn, I can see why my mom don't want me doing this shit because what the fuck, bro? Like, literally, they beat the life out of each other. Like, they should have never fought after that ever again. That just shows you what type of men they were. But like, when you think about that,
fight, with that trilogy, they took stuff out of each other that they never got back. Both of them.
Ever.
Yeah, they beat the shit out of each other. Now, gentlemen, on that note, I'm going to call it a night, and I will be going live this weekend for the Golden Boy Promotion Show, the return of Virgil Ortiz. I see y'all on the next one.
Have a good night, Jules. Thanks for having me on, brother. Good night, fellas.